Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's can't make everything make sense. Like why your mom still listens to the radio or what she meant when she sent that emoji. But a zero sugar drink that's still full of fruit flavor, we made that make sense. And strawberry, passion fruit, Concord grape, and more. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
This week, in Socastee, South Carolina, strange videos, a string of weird phone calls, and the buying of a middle-of-the-night Walmart pregnancy test all seem to add up to an awful murder. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you for joining us today on another insane, and man, is this thing twisted and weird. And this is one that just these layers keep coming out. You peel it like an onion. You're like, oh, it's worse. Oh, it's much worse. Just weird stuff. We will get into it all very shortly. First of all, though, shutupandgivememurder.com. Yeah. Head over there right now. Get your, tickets are live shows unless you're listening to this early.
Coming.
The live shows, we are going to announce our full slate of 2024 live shows here in December. They will be on sale in December, so keep checking shutupandgivememurder.com and, of course, the social media, and you will get the update on that, and you can get them early and do all that stuff. So check that out. You certainly also want to listen to our other two shows, Crime and Sports.
Yes.
And, of course, Your Stupid Opinions, our new show, which, man, is it funny. I'm telling you, that we take it from us. We like comedy. We like funny stuff, and we don't like to pat ourselves on the back, but holy shit, is that show funny. So
that's a good show.
Check that out. And another thing you're going to want is Patreon. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. You get all the bonus episodes that we put out. Anybody that's $5 a month or above, you get it all. You get the whole entire back catalog of bonus stuff. It's a couple hundred episodes, and every other week you're going to get 2 new ones, one crime and sports, one small town murder, and you're going to get access to all of it. This week, what you're going to get for crime and sports, oh, baby, it's that time again. Theme park disasters are back.
Great.
Oh, it's a favorite. That is that's the one people are like, can you just do a separate Patreon stream that's just
those
theme park disasters? So every few months we have to do that. And then for small town murder, it's a good one here too, we're going to talk about the Twin Flames craziness.
Oh, boy.
Is it a cult? Is it a dating service?
Yeah.
What the hell is it? We'll talk all about it because it is some weird stuff. We'll get into all of that and more. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And Jimmie will mispronounce your name terribly while he wants to get it correct.
I'm trying.
He's trying his best, everyone, and he will try for you as well. And as long as your name isn't like Polish or Italian, he might get it right, but otherwise you're in trouble there. So patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of that. Disclaimer time.
Oh, boy.
This is a comedy show. It is. We're comedians. Just because we're comedians and the show's funny does not mean that the story's not real. Unfortunately, every detail of these stories is real. We're not adding anything for emphasis or to, hey, this will be fun. No, it's nothing like that. These are real stories that are painstakingly researched, and we're going to hear some jokes. But what we do here is we don't cross the streams like Ghostbusters is what you got to do here. We go out of our way not to make fun of the victim or the victim's family.
Why is that, James?
Because we're assholes.
Yeah, but
we're not scumbags. That's how that works. So if you think that sounds good to you, we're going to have a crazy time because this is a wild story. If you think true crime and comedy never, ever should go together, I don't know. Maybe we're not for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give it a shot, but no bitching afterwards. How's that?
None.
Yeah, let's make a deal. So that said, I think it's time, everybody, to sit back.
Oh, boy.
Let's all do this. Let's take all deep breaths, arms to the sky, and let's all shout. Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, everybody. What do you say? Let's go on a trip, shall we?
We shall.
All right, we're going on down to Socastee, I guess. Socastee, one of those. Socastee, I think, is how you want to say it. Socastee. It's Socastee. Succotash. Suffering Socastee. South Carolina. Yeah. This is in eastern South Carolina over by the shore. It's over by Myrtle Beach. It's right by Myrtle Beach. It is 2 hours to Charleston and about 15 minutes to Myrtle Beach. It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah, my dad used to live in this area before he moved back to New York. He lived in Muriel's Inlet, which actually comes up in the story. So,
is that right?
Yeah, right there. And
Hilton got to be close, too.
I'm not sure about that.
It's got to be right there.
I don't know too much about the geography. I just know that Muriel's Inlet's near Myrtle Beach. My dad lived there, and the story's in that area. Other than that, that's where my South Carolina expertise ends here.
My aunt still lives in Hilton Head.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, your aunt. She's nice, too. This is about 3 hours and 15 minutes to Rock Hill, South Carolina, which was our last South Carolina episode 396, which was Sifting Through Suspects was the name of it, and that was a twisty one there. This is in Horry County, or down there they might say Horry County. I'm not sure. Like Robert Horry. Right. Horry. Little bit of history here. Okay. The name, obviously, was right away. Where'd they come up with that?
Socastee?
What is it? Socastee. 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 Jesus, it's confusing. It derives its name from a local swamp.
Oh.
Let's name the town after the swamp.
This place is gross.
Great. They had an Indian name, which was Socastee in the early colonial days here, and they just kind of updated it to this and said, let's name the town after the swamp. And there you go. Near here, there was a skirmish of small forces between American and British troops that occurred near the creek here, the Socastee Creek, in 1781. And in the next 100 years, it became a big center for production and distribution of naval stuff. Oh. So like turpentine and tar. Which I guess you need for both.
Stuff?
I didn't know. Right, I guess tar. I guess to seal it up.
Yeah.
Turpentine to
clean the barnacles. I don't know.
They're always washing. They're always scrubbing, sanding, washing, painting. There's always a. You really got to keep a boat.
Applying something to something.
Something, and then taking it off again, and then getting another rag, and then there's always some kind of rubbing or swirling to do on a boat.
application of one form of another.
Yeah, Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid would have been amazing at this. A lot of wax on, wax off.
Wax on, barnacles off.
That's it. A lot of that going on. A lot of circular motions. So there was a sawmill, turpentine distillery, so it must have smelled great around there, as multiple places made turpentine.
I guess you have to filter it, but I don't.
Just be high.
Distillery.
Yeah, you distill it, get it down to 90 proof. You don't want that strong. It's too strong otherwise. You'll go blind.
Still. Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus. They had a cotton gin, a grist mill, all that kind of shit here.
It smelled wonderful.
Oh, it smelled amazing. You get high walking through there. So the historic district was listed in the National Register of Historic Places in 2002. And like I said, right next to Myrtle Beach, so it's easy to get to. The airport's there because Myrtle Beach has an airport. This town is home to one of the 10 operational swing bridges in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Which was built in 1935. Operation.
How was that?
Well, according to the internet, it is a swing bridge is a movable bridge that has its primary structural support a vertical locating pin and support ring, usually at or near to its center of gravity, about which the swing span can then pivot horizontally, as shown in the animated illustration to the right.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's got a weak point.
No, it can like, okay, here's what it does. It
opens?
It opens. Like imagine it's like it's in the middle and the middle of the bridge turns sideways. Like that.
To allow boats to cross through. Rather than drawbridge going up, it goes open like a door.
It's got a big thing in the middle that swings it. So it's like, I wouldn't want to be on one. I don't know if cars get stuck in the middle and will have to wait while they're in the middle of the water, which would be freaky. But
I'd want to talk to the engineer to show me why does this stay up.
Why is this better?
That scares the shit out of me.
Why is this better than just building the bridge a little higher now? Explain this to me.
You put a bridge on a hinge. That doesn't sound good at all.
You know what's good for bridges? The most working parts and moving parts possible. Let's really have as much shit that can go wrong as we can get. How about that?
You know what's good about a bridge is that it's stable. Let's
just keep
fucking ruin that.
Yeah, let's destroy it. Let's make it fun. It's a swing bridge, everybody. Hey, swinging on the bridge.
Every time you cross it, you go, I made it.
That was an adventure.
I don't like that.
So, reviews of this town, we don't know anything about it, so let's find out if people are terrified of the bridge or not. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, reviews, 5 stars. We love living in the Socastee area in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We bought our home over a year ago, and we've loved it. Okay.
Yeah, for a whole year.
Our home backs up to a creek that leads to the waterway. Well, that's nice. Yep. That sounds really good. You can take your kayak right out there.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful and quiet in our cul-de-sac, and we have great neighbors. We are very happy with our location choice.
Yeah.
What is that from?
That sounds great.
Your neighborhood's great. Terrific.
Yeah.
What about the rest of it? People could be just murdering each other in the streets, stacking the bodies on the sidewalks of Main Street like cordwood, and you're like, my neighborhood's terrific. 5 stars.
I got a cul-de-sac backed up to a creek.
Oh, boy. That's everybody wants that. That's nice. Yeah. Who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
4 stars. Okay, next one. It's a small community with a lot of hidden gems to find. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Restaurants, actual gems. Is there gold in them thar hills? What the fuck are you talking about?
There's sapphires over on Burgundy Street.
Wow. It's getting bigger every day with new developments and other stores, offices, etc. So that's a double-edged sword there. Some people are going to like that, and some people are going to hate that. So there you go. 3 stars. Next one. Mm-hmm. Being a tourist trap town makes the crime rate higher than other areas of South Carolina. We'll be the judge of that, Chief. We'll take our statistics and we'll talk about it. And yeah, we don't need your input on that. So 3 stars again here. So the 3-star people always trip me out because they have no strong opinion on anything.
Yeah.
They're not. I go to a place and I go, this place is great or this place is a pile of shit. I don't usually go, meh. You know, that's one or the other.
Not a lot of in between, huh?
No, not for me. Anyway, you know,
if it's not the best, it may as well just be the worst.
That's all there is to it. It's either this is amazing or wow, this is like Tampa. You know what I mean? Like there's one of the two. It's like Ybor City.
To make.
Yeah, 3 stars. This is amazing. Don't really know a whole lot about them personally, but I don't have any complaints. That's it. There's no explanation, no context.
Clarification on them.
No in-re, none of that shit. It's not an answer to somebody else.
I mean? Nothing.
Not even like a quote, like them in quotation marks, like wink, wink. None of that.
Yeah.
Just don't really know a whole lot about them personally, but I don't have any complaints.
I won't complain.
All righty, and then 2 stars. Finally, this area is bad for locals and seems like it's getting worse by the day. The cost of living is going up, and the pay is at a standstill. It's the beach.
Yeah.
It's cost. Yeah. Cost of living at the beach is always going to be higher than any other place.
Yeah. The people that live there are generally, I mean, I don't see a lot of South beaches, but I see a lot of Western beaches, and a lot of those are broke people trying to get by, and a lot of beach shops, surf shops, not a lot of crushing it.
Well, their goal in life is to live by the beach. That's the point.
You've made it.
That's what they're striving for. The other stuff is secondary. They want to live by the ocean.
You got a Volkswagen Beetle with surfboards on top. You're killing it.
And when you leave, there's always someone there waiting in line to replace you at the beach.
To live that life.
Somebody wants to do it.
I'm barefoot.
Yeah, hey, look at me. Woo, there's sand and everything. Isn't that great? I have to take 3 showers a day. Isn't that awesome?
I don't own shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I have an outdoor shower. How cool is that? People in this town, 24,657 and growing rapidly, too, by the way. Male, female, few more females than male. It's about average. Median age, 42 and a half, so a couple years older than the normal. Yeah. A lot of people from 25 to 37 or 34 live here. A lot of people in that age group, which it's the beach. That makes sense. And they would be the ones working in all the shops and the restaurants around that area.
It's all the guys with man buns and a farmer's tan. Loving life.
Sand in his ass crack and stank on his hang down from fucking from trolling the beach. So
hairless tanned ass.
That's the one. So family in this town, it's about 50 or 47% married, so slightly below the average, but 19% are single with children. So if you're looking for some single good times, this might be the spot for you. Race in this town, it's 74.9% white, 6.9% black, 1.1% Asian, and 14.9% Hispanic. So
interesting.
Yeah. Religion in this town, actually lower than most areas in South Carolina, because it's the beach. You're going to get people from everywhere that come here.
Tend to also not give a fuck about anything.
Yeah, you can sit there and go, this is this is what I'm into. You know what I mean?
This
the
is my
ocean.
religion.
Yeah, waves crashing, the sun's rising and shit like that.
Bonfire beaches. That's it.
That's something. So 42.6% of the people are religious, but the highest of all of them is, of course, Baptists, because as we know, Baptists are the Catholics of the South. So they're always there. 0.0% Jewish in this town. In Horry County, the last election, 32.9% of the people voted Democrat, 66.1% Republican, 1% Independent. The unemployment rate here is higher than the national average.
Oh, really?
A little bit higher. It's about 6.5%. And the median household income is lower than the national average here as well. Yeah. It's about $49,179 a year. So lower than usual, which is...
but the cost of living has to be crazy.
But near the beach, no, because it's not down there, really. It's not. Really? In Myrtle Beach, it's high and right on the beach, but you can live relatively close to the water for cheap down there. That's why my dad lived down there, because you could drive to the beach in 10 minutes and it was pretty cheap. So here, cost of living, 100 is regular. Here, it's 90.
Oh.
So it's a little bit low, actually. And the lowest thing of all is housing. Median home cost here, $196,600. Way lower than the national average. Yeah.
Don't tell anybody. These people are going to be pissed when we flood it.
I think people are finding out, and that's why the people were mad in the reviews there. So if we've convinced you, damn it, that you need to come down there, you want to be close to the water, and why not?
Piss off some locals.
We have for you the what is it? Socastee.
Socastee?
Socastee, South Carolina. Real estate report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for $1,190, which is right about the national average. That's there, so it seems like buying would be the better option.
Seems like it.
Housing that's available, though, it's honestly, there is not a
Slim,
lot, not a lot in that range of that median home cost. Here's one. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot trailer.
Yeah.
It's a big double wide trailer that's like permanently there. You know, they're not going to wheel it away.
They buried it.
It's got the siding around the bottom, so you can't see it's a trailer. You know,
it's on blocks,
but with like gardens around it, so it's permanent. You know, they planted like flowers around it. They're not going to roll it away. There's only windows on one side, which is interesting.
What?
I don't know why, but one side is just straight corrugated metal, and then the other side has windows in it. So I don't know why. I mean, inside it looks like Grandma and Grandpa lived in a trailer. So there you go. $79,000 for that little gem. So there you go. 4-bedroom, 5-bath, T-bowl for each and every bee-hole here. 3,804 square feet. It is near one of those waterways, kind of like they have in Florida that come in from canals where everybody has like a dock behind their house.
It's just dirt and grass on the sides of it.
Yeah, it's one of those. So the house is raised, which means means it's going to flood at some point. You know, it's flooding.
It's certainly prepared for it.
Yeah, that's they figured it out that you had to raise them up a little bit,
elevate it.
Yeah, it's very nice though. There's a lot of annoying signs everywhere in the house. One of those like in this house we do this. You know those fucking signs.
Yeah.
A lot of those everywhere.
That says, eat in the kitchen.
Yeah, the word blessed is said about 700 times in this house on different signs. It's really...
God damn it.
Really blessed. The kid, though, in the kids' room, there is a Pac-Man arcade game, which, good for you. Cool. Not bad at all. This house, $724,900. Expensive, but it's also 3,800 square feet on the water. Yeah. The next house, 4-bedroom, 5-bath, again T-bowl for all your bee-holes here, 3,000 square feet even, and it's on 1.95 acres. Okay, it's right on the water, like your backyard is the waterway, and it's again raised up, one of those. Inside, it's done in somebody just redid it. It's a big HGTV redo here. Yeah. Looks nice. The backyard looks really cool. There's a double-decker boat launch going on in the back there. Double-decker, so there's 2 boats hanging out.
Yeah.
So you know that
slip.
They're having some fun back there. Yeah. It's $1,270,000 to live that kind of lifestyle, though. So yeah, that's pricey, I think. It's a bit much.
And depending on property tax, how the fuck do you live like that?
There's hardly any property taxes down there.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think there is much. They don't. All right. Yeah, it's a different world down there when it comes to that. There has to be some, I know, but I don't know. It's not as high as some places, I know.
Okay.
But 1.95 acres, that's something. Maybe you'll pay a little bit on that. Things to do here. Okay. Myrtle Beach Safari.
Yeah.
Which is as seen on the Tiger King documentary. This is Doc Antle's compound.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Come on down to Doc Antle's compound. No, come on. Get diddled, play with a tiger, join a cult, do it all. Come on in, everybody.
Come see the girls I have in rotation in my bed.
It's going to be wonderful. Come see the girls that were lured in by playing with baby tigers. Only available by reservation. Wild Encounters Tour Day Safari. Okay. Starts at $389 a person.
That man is charging $400 a ticket?
He's charging like 4 times Disney World prices. That's
what is he doing?
Wow. Think about that. You can go to the Wild Kingdom in Disney World down there, or not the Magic Kingdom, whatever the fuck it's the Wild Magic, whatever the hell the Kingdom. Safari shit is.
Right.
There are lions just running around on what looks like a, African plain that you can, and it's way less than that. That's crazy.
$115. Come on.
Yeah. Lions, like hanging out in their natural habitats.
$100.
$400. So you can pet a baby tiger.
See a man's private zoo that should be illegal.
Yeah, it might be at this point. I'm not
sure.
I
haven't
kept up on his court stuff, but it's located at our 50-acre wildlife preserve in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 50 acres.
He only has 50 acres for.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Think of how big whatever the Magic Wild Kingdom is down there. Right. It's probably thousands of acres. It's probably, square miles, for Christ's sake.
This guy's got 50 acres.
50 acres.
I'm gonna put lions, monkeys, elephants, rhinos.
He's got like a small to mid-sized ranch, and he's like, let's get it now. We're making this the jungles, the wilds of Africa. India too. Bring in the tigers. Fuck it.
I want the food chain in my yard. That's what he's got.
It's so strange, man. So
God
and that's
damn it.
And it's weird because tigers are in India, not Africa. That's the thing. People
right. Lions are in Africa.
Lions and tigers and bears never in the same place at the same time.
No,
That's
they're not. Different places.
Different places completely.
Why did they have them all in one place?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Dorothy didn't get out much. What do you want? She's from that farm. This is her first time going out. She doesn't know any better. So spend your day with an array of wildlife. Meet the world's largest big cat, the liger. So the lion-tiger mix there. Hug Bubbles, the African elephant.
Oh, my God.
Interact with exotic cats and wolves. Just dogs. They're just dogs that are half wolf.
I've got prey animals that are dogs and cats together.
Jesus. Get up close to the fastest land animal, the cheetah. Bucket list interactions with baby chimps and monkeys. Bucket list interactions?
All in 50 acres.
Wow. Experience a 500-pound Bengal tiger run at full speed below your feet. You watch it from above. Play fun games with the chimp brothers. Animals vary and cannot be guaranteed. Animals vary.
That last sentence is a way for him to steal $400 from
you never know. Sometimes there's no monkeys. Sometimes the tiger doesn't feel like getting pet. Complimentary snacks and a pizza lunch this includes for $400.
$400 a person.
Not wheelchair or scooter accessible. So
fuck
the fuck out of here. Yeah. He's back there going, the tigers go after the wounded is the problem. See, if anybody comes in on crutches or on a scooter, they're going to eat them up quick. I can't have that.
You're in a permanent chair, they're going to get you.
Oh, they're going to get you. Absolutely. Then there's private encounters as well, which sounds dirty, but
sexual,
apparently it's not sexual.
If I get that blonde chick, I'm in.
Tell me if you saw this. Have the ultimate animal experience. That sounds like, right?
Very horny.
I'm telling you. Book a private encounter. That's all horny, that whole sentence. If you're wanting a private one-on-one experience with some of the world's endangered species, look no further. You can come here and fuck a lemur. We got you covered. We got it all.
Endangered, Jesus Christ.
Book a private experience today. Encounters last approximately 1 hour. See? Look at this. We got a nice little motel.
He's selling the women. He's selling the women dressed as endangered species.
Allegedly. We don't know that's true.
We don't know.
That's a comedic
but it sure
thing.
sounds
but still,
like it.
Yeah.
The way you worded it.
I didn't say that to fucking, waffle on him, just legally. I think we needed to say that.
It's possible that he is. We don't know
it's possible.
Sure. Just based on his own wording. Charging by the hour? That's prostitution.
An hour for an ultimate animal experience of a private encounter. It sounds like a website for private encounters.
By the
private
hour.
Encounters. By the hour, by the day, however you want it. Private
I'm not
encounters.
saying he's prostituting anyone or any animals. I'm just saying those are the exact same words prostitutes use.
That's it. And you get a shirt painted by a chimp.
Okay.
You can swim with the African elephant starting at $7,000 for 2 guests.
What is happening?
And you can
Who
stay.
has that money? Oh my God!
You can stay overnight at the Tiger Palace, starting at $7,000 for 2 guests as well. That is fucking bonkers. So go on to there, everybody. Anyway, crime rate. What we're interested in, besides those prices being a crime,
besides that place
Jesus.
feeling like a crime.
Property crime here almost double the national average.
Wow.
Which tourist towns, a lot of times that'll happen because you get a lot of kind of people pissing in the streets and people little dumb things that people do that'll raise
Some
the crime
lewd
rate.
Stuff.
Yeah, and then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime.
There you go.
Also high, about a third high. So
Really?
I don't know what's going on in this little town next to the beach, but people are pissed off apparently. Let's find out. Let's find out by talking about some murder. What do you say, Jimmy? All right, everybody. Let's get into this because, wow, is this a crazy story. Okay. December the 19th, 2013. Let's head back to then. So it's pretty close. Everything's still the same.
Yeah.
iPhones, Instagram,
Just
Same
like
shit.
right now, Christmas is on the horizon.
It's Christmas. Yes, this story, that's why we're kind of doing it now in December, too, because it's kind of a holiday story a bit. A terrible holiday story. Yeah. But here we go. Okay, on this night of December 19th, 2013, like we said, everybody's getting ready for Christmas. People have their lights up and stuff. Gary Kuzwiecki, wow, Gus Kiewicz does... Guskowitz is what I'm trying to say. Carrie Guskowitz here.
Carrie Guskowitz?
Carrie Guskowitz is a police officer with the Horry County Sheriff's Department here.
Okay.
And he's patrolling in the area of the Peachtree boat landing.
Yeah.
And he discovered a car there.
Okay.
Nobody's in it. It's 4 a.m. So... it's the night of December 18th, early morning, December 19th, 4 a.m., and there's nobody in the car, and the car is there. Okay. So
maybe somebody's out fishing.
Maybe, or, 4 a.m., I guess it's a little early, and also it's in December. It's not.
It's probably pretty cold.
It gets chilly. Yeah, it gets chilly there. But I would think immediately, people were boating. Yeah. Somebody had some drinks and somebody got a ride home with somebody else and left their car here. That's what I would think. But they still check it out and look at it. It's all the tires are inflated, all the windows are up, and nothing's broken. Nothing doesn't look like it was like stolen and dumped.
Their car and walked away.
Yeah, like they were wondering if maybe it was stolen and dumped or something. Okay. So he just looks in. There's no broken steering column or anything like that. Yeah. None of that shit there. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. Yeah. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
But it's been there for a while, I guess. So it's right near the ramp leading to the waterway at the far end of a road here. It's about 8 miles outside Myrtle Beach. It's a green Dodge Intrepid. Yeah. So they're like, okay, they run the plates on it, and they find that it's registered to a guy named Terry Elvis. Okay. Elvis like Elvis. So
you betcha.
Terry Elvis, and Terry's sitting in his living room just watching TV when cops come knocking on his door.
Right.
Yeah, the next morning, and they ask about the car, and so he gets in the car because he owns the car.
Yeah,
he gets in the car. He goes with police to the boating area, the Peachtree Landing, to look at the car, and he said, "quote I thought the car might have been stolen because of the way it was parked. It wasn't parked perfectly; it was kind of askew, and so he said maybe somebody took it and left it there." And then Terry says, "It really didn't hit me where's Heather, until the officer started looking through things, because this is his daughter's car. He owns it, but he gave it to his daughter.
Right.
So they came to him, but his daughter's the one who drives it. So he's like, where's my daughter? She's 20 years old. Her name is Heather. Okay. And, we'll talk about that in a second here. So car appears to be, everything looks like it works. Like we said, the doors are all locked. It doesn't there, but they don't find, they don't know Heather, obviously.
There are no keys.
No wallet, no phone, no pocketbook, nothing like that left behind. It doesn't look like somebody like pulled her out of the car quickly or anything like that. So they asked Terry. Terry says, the officer said, do you have extra keys or spare keys to the car? And I said, yes. He said, well, grab those and let's go take a look at it. And that's when they came together. It was parked all awkwardly, like we said. On the inside, the driver's console, on the driver's console, they found her driver's license. So that was there, but not her phone, wallet, pocketbook, all that, just her driver's license alone. Yeah. So nobody carries, she has a purse.
Yeah.
It's in her pocketbook and it's in her, it's in her wallet, in her purse. So that's the thing. So they're like, okay, that's odd. But it's her driver's license and a few business cards, but no keys in the car either. So Terry Elvis says, quote, eventually the officer said, let's take a look in the trunk.
Hate those words.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. And Terry said, and I went back and I turned the key, and he said, let me open it.
Yeah, let me back away. As the father, I don't want to see this.
I got this in case your daughter's been murdered and stuffed in here like she would, crossed the Gambino family.
In case there's anything in here.
Anything that you might not be good. And Terry said, I said, just let me lift it. Terry said, I'll lift it. I'll look in here. Yeah.
I'm a man.
He said, I was scared to death to open that trunk. And we both looked in, and it was fine. There was nothing there.
Nothing there.
Just
a trunk light.
Just a trunk light there. But I mean, it was
carpet lining.
There was some puckered assholes there. I mean, imagine if your daughter's car is there. You don't know where your daughter is. You call her, she doesn't answer her phone, and her car's there, and you're opening the trunk. That would be as you open that trunk. I saw the
scene in my head. Yeah, and with captions on it said suspenseful music.
Anybody with kids, that was a sting. Yeah. Anybody who has kids just went through all of that and went, oh God, you're popping that trunk.
Oh boy.
Yep, and fucking nothing there.
Nothing.
So, nothing there. So, like, okay, well, maybe Heather met up with her friends and left her car there. And people do that.
Sure.
She's 20. She could be out partying, doing whatever.
Do whatever she wants.
You never know. So, Terry goes home, and there his wife, Debbie, is there. Terry and Debbie Elvis, this couple. And they're trying to get in touch with Heather now because her car's there and she's not. Right. So, Terry said this is totally out of the ordinary for her. Heather's never done anything like this before. They're scared something's wrong at this point. So police start to, at this point, even though she's 20 and, could be doing something, they're still, it's because her parents can't get a hold of her and it's abnormal for them to not be able to get a hold of her and for her never to contact them.
Right.
The police are looking at it like she's missing at this point as well, because also they haven't seen her in like a day and a half. So they're going, well, let's just say it's from that point on she's missing and then we'll go. So that's what they're doing. They start to try to piece together her movements, trace her activities the previous night. They know she had been on a date the previous night. She went on a first date with somebody, so that's something.
Sure. Yeah.
To go up. Maybe the date went really well. The date either went extremely well or extremely bad. One of the two in this situation.
It went either one of two ways.
That's what I mean.
Extreme both sides.
It could be that they fell madly in love and like she just had turned her phone on silent and they've just been, in the throes of it all fucking night and, holed up together.
To none of it.
They're already going. You never know. So maybe that's what it is. Or, the worst could have happened and you have no idea. So they're trying to figure that out. So they figure out the guy she was out with the night before. Steve Schiraldi is his name. Yeah. And the parents actually get a hold of him. Right. And he says, I dropped her off at the end of the night. I dropped her off at home after the date.
Oh, at her home?
Yeah, I dropped her off. Yeah, were you guys with them?
Huh.
Dropped her off. So, that's the last time I saw her. Dropped her off and took off. So they're like, okay. So they go to her workplace as well. And we'll tell you about that. in a second here. The manager there told them that she wasn't scheduled to work until the next day. And so the manager said, I know somebody that you might want to call, though, who she has been hanging out with quite a bit here. And this is the manager, by the way, of the Tilted Kilt, where Heather works.
Oh,
yeah, we'll talk about that because some people
chain restaurant.
aren't going to know what that is. So we'll get into that in a minute. But for now, the manager says, talk to this guy. He is the guy you want to talk to. Now, he is 38-year-old Sidney St. Clair Moorer. St. Clair is his middle name, by the way.
Really?
St. Clair. What the
fuck?
The hell were his parents doing naming him Sidney St. Clair Moore?
Anything.
St. Clair? What? Yeah, whose fucking middle name is Saint something? That's so weird. I mean, it's probably a maiden name from his grandmother's maiden name or something, but there's a saint in it. Just name him Claire, not St. Clair.
I'm going to change my name to Jimmie Sault Ste. Marie Whisman.
Yeah, you might as well. Jesus Christ, let's do it. I'm going to do it too, as a matter of fact. I'm going to be...
we'll be the two of us.
Yeah, I'm going to be James Los Pietragallos. Pietragallo. I'll put that in there. Fuck it.
Fantastic.
So, they said talk to him because they've been... You'll find out, is what the manager says, but he knows her real well. He's 38. He's married, of course. Obviously.
Of course he is.
He's married to Tammy Lorinda Cason Moorer is her name, because that's Moorer is their last name together, Moorer, like that boxer that George Foreman won the heavyweight title from, like Michael Moorer, that guy. Yeah. She's 41. They have 3 kids together.
Yeah.
They've been together a long time. They have 3 kids. He does like restaurant equipment maintenance. That's what he does.
Oh, he works on the fryer?
He's the guy who goes, when something's broken, he comes in and fixes it and leaves. So his day consists of going from restaurant to restaurant, fixing fridges and walk-ins and an oven and
a bunch of stainless steel shit.
Yep. I'm sure he's got that polish, that spray-on polish when he's done. You don't want to leave all his fingerprints. So he's married to Tammy, and apparently he had an affair a couple years ago that Tammy found out about.
Yeah.
And has made her especially suspicious of him. Really.
She's not real thrilled.
No. Likes to track his movements and such. And really know where he's at, according to people who know them. One person said Tammy Moore was definitely the more domineering part of that couple. She told Sidney where to work, when to work, what to do. If I could classify Sidney as anything in that relationship, it would be utterly submissive. So she is a real dominating force here, domineering force. But he also will cheat on her, too. So it's like, yeah, it's at the same time, that's his act of rebellion. Like, yeah, I'll work where you tell me to, but I'll fuck somebody while I'm there. Weird. What a weird relationship.
He's a real puppy dog that is humping legs everywhere.
Everywhere, especially at the Tilted Kilt. Here.
Oh, really?
Yes. One of their accounts is the Tilted Kilt in Myrtle Beach, and he goes there. By the way, if you don't know what the Tilted Kilt is, I'll explain it to you.
Mm-hmm. Irish Hooters or Scottish?
That's kind of, I guess, I don't know if they even classify. I think it's just general. Well, this is for general British Isles skirts. So this is from the Grand Strand magazine, or mag.com. And this is when this particular location opened. They wrote an article about it and said, the Tilted Kilt Pub and Eatery. It's the first local theme restaurant of its kind to rival our homegrown Hooters, brainchild of the late Robert Brooks of Loris. There you go.
That was a South Carolina bred place? Is that what
Hooters?
You said?
Yeah. Where do you I would have assumed Florida, but no, South Carolina.
I guess Destin.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Something like that. The Kilt stays true to its niche market with a manly recipe for success. An extended choice of draft beer poured into an icy mug. A menu of upscale comfort food like flatbread pizza, Irish stew, and wraps. All 50 televisions are set on sports and attentive service. But make no mistake about it, the big draw here is the Tilted Kilt girl clad in a plaid bra tied up with a white shirt. A high-hemmed miniskirt and knee socks. Yeah, it's like a mix. It's like the Scottish St. Pauli girl, they're saying, is what you have here.
It's the Scottish schoolgirl.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of what that is, yeah.
It's a pedophile restaurant.
Yeah, but they're like, this girl's actually of age. It's a weird combination there.
Here's a girl of age that will dress like she's not. How about that?
You ever wanted to fuck a girl from a Catholic school but don't want to go to prison? Look at this. Come eat our flatbread pizza at the Tilted Kilt, and you can fucking have it. What a strange thing that's your business model.
Come have some Irish stew and watch John Daly golf.
Yeah, well, don't worry. The next paragraph says, don't worry, the men look like dipshits too. But the waitresses aren't the only ones dressing the part. The male staff dons traditional knee-length black kilts and matching socks. The kilts don't look like a dipshit, but, at one time in restaurant history where ordering from a techie kiosk at a time in restaurant history where ordering from a techie kiosk is becoming commonplace, the Tilted Kilt waitress is trained in the art of subtly patting the table to make customers feel more comfortable. They also have their own, quote, kiltish language. Like when a patron asks for a beer, the Tilted Kilt waitress replies, "Do you want the man size or the girl size?"
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Menu choices include drunken clams, 5 quid squid appetizers, Scottish cheesesteak salad. Scottish cheesesteak salad? Nothing says tradition more than a Scottish cheesesteak salad. Oh, you go to Glasgow, and you take in the old Scottish cheesesteak salad. Traditional like the haggis of my grandfather. You fucking kidding me?
With a woman-sized beer.
Yeah. Oh, here's another really traditional Scottish dish here. Spicy black bean veggie wrap. That's the Isle of Scotland in a nutshell right there. I think of castles, Braveheart, and spicy black bean veggie wraps when I think of Scotland. Don't you? Now, what you think of, Jimmy?
Unbelievable.
Wow. Various burgers and pub favorites such as Old Dublin Irish Stew, Maggie May's Fish and Chips, and Danny Boy's Shepherd Pie. Prices average about $10 per dish. It's just it's Chili's with chicks and skirts. That's what it is.
Yeah. And we're pretending to feed you actual food.
Yeah,
from there.
For actual
bullshit.
Food.
It's just bullshit.
We're pretending. I love that. At this type of establishment. As this type of establishment is enjoying soaring revenues across the nation during a recession, it goes to prove that a man's wallet may well be tied to his appetite, and the Tilted Kilt apparently gives him what he wants.
Or we're stupid.
Yes, we're idiots.
We'll throw our money at dumb shit.
If a 20-year-old girl in a skirt says, "Do you want this?" we go, "Yes,
yes,
we do."
I do.
Yeah. Yes, if you're a 20-year-old girl in a skirt, just nod your head as you say things, and we'll nod along back with you.
Yeah,
uh-huh.
This restaurant and Hooters proves that cleavage sells food.
Sells bad food.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Hooters food is terrible. It doesn't matter.
Cleavage moves food better than anything.
It moves it. It's funny, too, because one time we were on the road, and
remember that restaurant?
We went to Hooters. We went to a Hooters because it was right by our hotel, and we were somewhere terrible. I don't remember where the fuck we were. And we pop into this Hooters, and as soon as the waitress sees you're with your significant, they just walk up, and their whole demeanor is different. They're just like, "I get something to drink." Like you can't stare at my tits. I'm not going to get any extra money. I'm getting nothing out of you.
15% from this table. I know it.
Yep. If I look at you too long, she's going to be pissed. I got to fucking really tone it down a bit. Yeah. Tone it down a bit here. They want tables of guys, I think. So working at the Tilted Kilt is Heather Elvis, who is 20, and she's a hostess at the Tilted Kilt. Which, I mean, she's the first one you see. So
right.
That's an attractive one there.
Yep.
Plus, I mean, you probably make good tips. They probably tip out with the hostesses, I assume.
I don't know if they do.
Or if they get a decent salary or whatever.
I think they just get hourly wage, to be honest.
I mean, she's 20, so, I mean, why not do this?
Doesn't matter.
Who cares? So that's where she met Sydney Moorer, who at the time was a 37-year-old restaurant maintenance worker.
Hell yeah.
And she said, wow, irresistible.
Can't get enough.
Irresistible to me. I don't know how. He must have some game. We'll put it that way.
It's got to be.
It's strange. So I don't know. I mean, who knows what he said to convince her. At 20, that's young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can probably.
It's a malleable brain, though. You can make those girls want a lot of things.
Yeah, you don't know what he said to her, what he fucking lied to her about. Who knows? So her parents are Debbie and Terry, like we said. She's got a sister, Morgan, who's 4 years younger than her as well. So at the time, she's 16 when this is going on.
Yeah.
Now, Terry owns, Heather's dad, Terry owns a shop called Always Stuck on You. Not always, Always Stuck on You. It's a store in the Market Common area, specializes in banners, decals, and signs.
Bingo.
Yeah. So that's a good business because everybody always needs that shit.
Yeah.
So Morgan works at the Tilted Kilt, like we said, in Myrtle Beach as a hostess. And not Morgan, Heather. Morgan's a little sister. That'd be real. Don't put a 16-year-old in that outfit. That's terrible. Jesus. Yeah. So Sydney and Heather begin an affair here. Okay. Yeah. Well, an affair on his end anyway. She's single.
Yeah,
so
she's just being a normal person.
Yeah, and it was more than that from what colleagues said here. The Tilted Kilt colleagues. I'm going to use colleagues in a very loose
she's
form.
Talking about it.
Oh, more than talking about it. We'll talk about what happens, but it's not a well-kept secret at all. The former kitchen manager, a guy named Dennis Hart, said he confronted Sydney Moorer after he and Heather were seen having sex at the restaurant. Like in the restaurant. He came there, fixed a compressor, and banged the hostess. And got caught by the restaurant manager doing it. And
good Lord, that's not the first time.
So the manager blamed him and got mad at Sydney for it because, I would too. So they're in love, though, her friends say. Heather's kind of fallen in love with him.
She's smitten. He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a moron. He's coming by the restaurant all the time, like even when he's not
nothing
working,
needs fixed. Yeah.
He'll stop by and bring her coffee and bagels just to stop by, like a boyfriend does, not like a married guy with 3 kids.
Someone. Right.
Yeah. Not a man old enough to be your father that has 3 children and a wife who's old enough to be your mother.
His GPS gave him the wrong directions. That was supposed to go home.
Yeah. Whoops. His wife's sitting at the fucking table just wrapping her fingers on
waiting on a bagel and coffee.
Okay, yeah. Where's my everything? I ordered an everything with cream cheese. So friends said that Sydney even talked about, and Heather talked about this with her friends, talked about hiring Heather to be a nanny for his children, which we've had stories like that before.
Wow, man.
Hey, guys out there, gentlemen listening, married gentlemen with kids especially. Specifically, this is for you. If you are having an affair with a girl half your age, do not hire her as a nanny to be, so you're like, oh, this is great. That way she'll have an excuse to be at my house. That's terrible. Don't involve your kids in your affair. That's gross.
What if, and here, listen, this may be going out on a limb. What if you just got a divorce?
Well, that's different.
What if you just
all bets are off?
Figure it out on your own. Yeah, I mean,
it's.
What if you just don't?
Oh, I thought you meant what if you just got a divorce? Can you hire her then?
No.
Then fine.
Why don't you, instead of hiring, just get a divorce?
Well, you would think that would be easy, but that's not how this relationship works here. They have, we'll talk all about it, but they have what's considered an open relationship, but not really. Sydney and Tammy.
Okay.
But not really an open relationship, as we'll find out here.
And Tammy can fuck, but he can't?
Well, no, he can, but not 20-year-old girls who are hot enough to wear miniskirts and fucking tied up T-shirts at a goddamn restaurant. That's out of bounds for Tammy. That's like, hey, I didn't think you were going to be doing that. I thought you were going to be getting like
fun.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like some broad from some HR department in some office somewhere. Going. I
didn't know you were
age
capable of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think this was even possible. Never even crossed my mind you'd be actually enjoying your life. So, social media though. There's certain times when social media is going to play an interesting part in this case too.
Oh boy.
Where Heather would express doubts about the relationship here. At one point, September 21st, 2013, right in the middle of the whole affair here, she said, "Once upon a time, an angel and a devil fell in love. It did not end well." That's what she wrote on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Which sounds like the opening voiceover to a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Like Katherine Heigl said that. Yeah. He's the devil, obviously.
Yeah.
That was on Twitter on September 21st, 2013. Then on November 5th, after a bunch of stuff happens, and we'll talk about it, she retweeted a tweet from Daniel Tosh, the comedian.
Oh, yeah.
and said, quote, this was his tweet, "Hey, married fellas, you can either cheat on your wife or murder her. Never both. That's when you get caught." Which, if you've listened to this show,
Daniel,
is as weird as it is, that is terrific advice. If you've ever listened to this show, if you are considering murdering your wife, don't cheat on her first, or husband for that matter either. If it goes the other way, if it's a woman, don't fucking, if you're going to kill your spouse, you better be squeaky clean leading up to that shit. Just perfect. Yep. I mean, walk that line. So, she retweeted that. Her friend said, quote, "Heather was a very pretty young girl, and then you have this scruffy guy with his hair in a ponytail."
Oh, yeah.
39-year-old fucking maintenance worker with his hair in a ponytail.
Man.
What's happening in the world right now?
Ponytail or man bun? Because those are two different things.
Ponytail.
Oh, boy.
Ponytail. 38 in 2013. He's not going to have a man bun. He's way past the age of man bun. In 2013, like 20-year-olds had man buns. But that's from her best friend, Brianna, who will talk a lot throughout this. She said, quote, "I was like, Heather, are you sure? Are you sure that's what you want to go after?" That's what she said to her. Yeah. And apparently she did. She said Heather reassured her that this guy, yes, he's married. Yes, he has 3 kids, but he and his wife, Tammy, have an open marriage. It's fine. Tammy has a boyfriend. Oh. She said his wife has a boyfriend, so it's totally fine for him to have a girlfriend. It's very cool. Totally. By the way, I think we need to do Tilted Kilt as a review. This Tilted Kilt as a review on Your Stupid Opinions.
I hope we do.
Tune in to Your Stupid Opinions. We're going to do it, definitely. So, that's what's going on here. She said, she's got everything's fine. They're both messing around. It's perfectly acceptable. Her friend said she was under the assumption that he was going to leave his wife and that they were going to be together and that he loved her and he wanted the same thing. I looked at it as something that could potentially blow up.
Yeah.
You think? Jesus Christ. Yeah, an open marriage and she's involved and she's got a boyfriend. This is all going to go very well. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm sure some people pull it off, but most people fuck it up. Yeah. The
thing is, like, a marriage is a marriage, and it's rarely, like, the open marriages are rarely open from the start. It's usually, we've been married for 15 years, and we're tired of fucking each other, so we open this up.
We're trying to spice it up here.
Right. We're trying to keep together for the kids, so we're opening it up. It's usually his idea.
It's usually, hey, I don't know what it is. Yeah.
What if
I had sex with younger girls? What do you think of that?
That's what it usually ends up as.
What it that's the crux of it. They can go through all the hedging and all they want. What they're asking is, what about me having sex with younger women? Is that okay?
Younger
you good with that?
You.
Yeah. How much younger? Well, take you and anything below that, pretty much is what I'm looking for.
And usually about 5 under you, sometimes more. Most times more.
I'm going for 20, honestly, but I'm not gonna overstretch here. But he was really reaching. He's 19 years older than her. That's a reach.
Crazy, man.
That is a reach, man. So, according to Sydney here, telling people the relationship ends in October 2013 because, as open as their relationship is, quote unquote, he has kept this a big secret from Tammy.
It's open, but I don't want her to know this one.
She finds out about it, and she is fucking pissed. Tammy is.
Yeah.
Wow. You want to talk about the most angry married woman with a boyfriend you ever want to see for her husband being.
Well, that's the thing about an open marriage. Open means everybody knows.
Yeah.
And if Ma doesn't know, then it's not an open relationship.
It's not at that point.
I've given you permission and you fucking walked all over me.
Is it an open relationship or a tail on the side, fucking keep it under your hat kind of relationship? And from what I understand, too, just from what I've read, and I don't know how accurate this is, but from what I've read about this from a psychological standpoint, the relationships where people have open relationships, the ones that actually work are usually ones where people have it from the start of the relationship.
Right.
When they get together, they both want that, and that's after 15 years and 3 kids, if you're just like, you can't change the dynamic of the relationship. I mean, maybe some people can, but I don't think for the most part that works out well because obviously, it's just you can't switch your mind like that. Like, oh, now I'm not jealous anymore of my wife fucking guys. Like, how the hell do you get to that point unless you don't give a shit about them at all anymore?
Right, because the idea of this marriage was you're the one for me. Both of them thought that. And then one of them, it hasn't been that way for a long time.
On it for a
while.
The
other one, and the other one just now got there. So now we get to this point. But then thing is, when you're with somebody and you care about them, seeing them with another person should fucking drive you nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people don't have that thing in their brain that turns that on, and those are the people that are okay with that. I don't get it personally.
I don't feel jealousy, but I don't want. I don't know. There's some part of me that's just like, I don't want somebody else to fuck her better.
It's not even a matter of jealous. It's okay to be jealous. It's just not okay to put that on the other person. That's the thing. It's normal to be jealous. It's normal. It's just you keep it in your own brain and go, hey, that's stupid. I trust this person. Why am I jealous? Don't say anything, dumb shit. That's normal. It's when you go, hey, who you talking to over there? That's when you let it get out of fucking hand. Yeah. Everyone has the normal, like, hey, what's going on? Maybe no, I want them to like me.
I just don't think I'm capable of being in something like that where like
I'm not.
Or you see
you touch my wife, I'll fuck you up. Period. I'm hunting you like an animal. I'm putting that out there right now.
I just don't know if I'm capable of being in a relationship where like a guy comes over and just like just says beer in the fridge, and I'm like, yeah, and the wife's in the bedroom.
Nope.
I don't know how people can do that.
No. That is a wild style life, man. I mean,
good for you if you can
manage. More power to you, yeah. More power to you if everybody's happy and there's just jizz flying around left and right and you're fucking people and she's fucking people.
And it's just nothing but smiles. Good for you guys.
Terrific. Otherwise, I don't know how you do it.
So, beer in the fridge and the wife in the bedroom. No. Get out of my fucking house.
No shit, man. So this affair becomes kind of public knowledge here. And it was public knowledge. I mean, Sidney was telling his friends because he's bragging. Like, dude, you got to see this chick I'm hooking up with. And then she's telling all her friends because she thinks that this is like a long-term relationship. And at one point, though, her friend Brianna said, quote, we all knew about it because people did make fun of Heather knowing that he was a married man.
Oh, that's fucked up,
made fun of her at work. Heather was made fun of a lot, and she was called multiple names by girls we worked with. A homewrecker and all that kind of shit. Yeah. One day, this is fucked up. This is how Tammy found out about the affair. One day, two of the girls decided to call the tilted kilt and pretend to be Tammy, Sidney's wife. So they called, girls that worked there. They called
Sidney?
No, they called the tilted kilt and got fucking Heather on the phone pretending to be
Oh,
Tammy.
Shit. So then she called Oh, okay, keep going. I'm listening.
So, they called being like, we know you're fucking my husband and blah, 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 blah. So then she freaked out, got a hold of him and said, oh, my God, your wife just called and yelled at me and blah, 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 blah. So then he went to his wife and was like, hey, what's going on? She went, what the fuck are you talking about? Thanks for telling me all this shit now, though.
Oh, God.
That's how it came out.
Wow.
Can you imagine that shit? That is
He went to cover his tracks.
Yep. And ended up just uncovering them, just knocking all the snow off his footprints.
Just going, look at them, look at them.
Look at my footprints. Yes, they lead right to the body. Jesus.
Blood trail, right to the kilt. You knew it.
You knew it's going to the tilted kilt, that trail. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro-laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's SONOBELLO.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right, let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going, look good out there, and you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable, and you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, well, still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it, and get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So, yeah, that's after that relationship ended. Then, at some point in October 2013, Tammy makes a real call to Heather. Now it is Tammy.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she finds out. So, by the way, if you're Heather, you got to be thinking, for real or not here?
Yeah, you already called me. Bye.
Yeah. We know. You're real pissed off about it, you fucking assholes.
What do you
By the way, you work
too?
You work 4 to 11 and hang up on them.
You're on the schedule today. See you in a minute.
Yeah, I'll see you when you get here. Fucking, I don't even know, Casey, you bitch.
Yeah. Tammy.
I think her name's Casey, the one that works there.
Casey and Holly.
Well, yeah, Casey, Holly, you fucking assholes. Why would they do that?
That's so fucked up.
That's fucked up. I mean, unless you were friends with her and you were like guys would do that to their guy friends, but after a minute they'd be like, "Ha ha, you fucking dickhead, it's fucking me."
These could be also 36-year-old restaurateur girls who have been in restaurants for years and years and years, and they're just like salty assholes.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know how many 36-year-old girls work at the Tilted Kilt. 36-year-old women work at the Tilted Kilt.
Well, yeah, you're right. They're kind of.
I mean, it's possible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying,
at
but
that point.
I feel like when you walk in there, the first thing they go is, "How old are you?" And then you tell them, and they go, "Thanks a lot." If you say anything older than like 24, probably just.
Appreciate
just because that's how that kind of place would run, I would imagine. Right. It'd be terrible. Why don't you twirl around in the skirt for a minute? Like it'd be a very demeaning thing. So, they did that. So November 2nd, 2013 is the phone call. And apparently Tammy just yelled at her. Everybody said she belittled Heather. And basically made it seem like that she was just using her as, quote, just using her as a booty call, is what one of her friends said. So she's basically like, he's not, you think he's serious about you, he's just hooking up with you, and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So apparently that wasn't all. There wasn't just one call, stay away from my husband, he's using you, you're nobody, Janice Rossi, 2R, you're nothing but a whore, none of that shit.
She harassed her.
She keeps coming and coming and coming. Yeah. Yeah, according to friends of hers, Tammy was just livid when she would fucking talk to them, when she would call her. She would call and text Heather, both, and we're talking a lot, too, and I tell you how many times in one day, it's disturbing. It's a disturbing amount. Oh, yeah. Then she would also post disparaging comments on social media about her as well.
Talk to your husband. Like we're in high school.
Yeah,
just take it up with him.
You're 41.
Yeah.
This isn't the 10th grade. Calm down.
It's a 20-year-old girl. You're old enough to be her mother.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Have some, I get that it sucks, but divorce your husband because he sucks. Right. And then, have an open life with somebody else. I don't know.
Have some fucking pride in yourself.
Jesus. So Brianna here, Heather's best friend, said Tammy was relentless. She would call Heather nonstop for hours and hours. She would call off of Sydney's phone, make her answer. She was sending pictures of her and Sydney performing sexual acts.
What the
Tammy
fuck?
And Sydney. She'd be like, see, I'm fucking him. He doesn't like you.
Oh, my God.
Videos of the two of them together. She'd send him videos of them fucking, and she'd send those to Heather. I guess kind of to taunt Heather.
No, it's to piss on her property.
That's what it is. She's branding her man here.
Oh, boy.
It gets even weirder, though, Jimmy. This relationship between Tammy and Sydney gets real fucking weird. Phone records and location data from their two iPhones, Tammy and Sydney's, reveal something very, very strange here. Wow. He, on November 2nd, the day she called him, or the day Tammy called Heather, Tammy also took control of Sydney's phone. He was no longer allowed to have the phone anymore.
Okay.
Like he's a fourth grader. She grounded him. Not allowed to have the phone. No more fucking games on here. You're not doing it. She then she would do her sexting with other men from his phone. So like if you look at his phone records, there's sexting with other men, but it's her using his phone to do this with.
So that he gets random texts from guys later? Why?
Because she has his phone. She's just using his phone as her phone. She's like, she has two phones now, and he has no phones. That's the way.
So she uses his phone to text dudes.
Yeah, that's one of her. I think it's just kind of random here. Yeah. She also began accompanying him on his shifts doing maintenance work.
What?
She just went to work with him and would go
stand over his shoulder and make sure he's not trying to fuck anybody.
Yeah, just so while he fixes the latch on that walk-in cooler, she's just standing over, looking around, going, "Stay away from my husband. Keep your asses out of here.
Stop trying to suck his cock, everybody."
There's jealous and there's upset over an affair, and then there's this. This is.
I don't even know if this is either of those. This is just a
crazy
dick move trying to. She's very controlling.
Oh, this is the tip of the iceberg. Wait till you hear more that he does here. Oh, that she does. It's real interesting here. So if you see Sydney, you see Tammy now at work when she shows up. Cell phone data shows that Tammy sent this text message to Heather after she found the affair too. Yeah. Quote, "You want to call me right now and explain yourself? It would be a wise thing to do. Save yourself. I'm giving you one last chance to answer before we meet in person. Only one. Hey, sweetie, you ready to meet the missus? The kids want to meet you. ?
Oh, boy.
Holy shit. That is...
the missus.
The missus. That's kind of scary if you're a 20-year-old girl. You're not used to dealing with that. No. Especially someone who's old enough to be your fucking mother. That's
right.
That's scary. You know what I mean? So there's also some more messages here. Here's a message that Tammy sent to she and Sydney's daughter. Quote, "Your dad is an evil, twisted freak, and I am being punished for it." Oh then in a message to one of her sisters, to Tammy's sister, she's talking about being mad about the Heather situation and said, quote, "That bitch is hiding," because her sister asked, because I guess Tammy had gone to the Tilted Kilt and Heather wasn't there, And so she had told her sister about it, and her sister was like, oh, she wasn't at work. And then she said, that bitch is hiding. She's in hiding.
Okay.
She also said to several people, and we'll talk later on, it's true, several texts to different people, and especially her sister, state that after the affair was uncovered, quote, Sydney had to stay chained to the bed until further notice while I live my life as a single woman.
What?
And witnesses will later say that they saw Sydney restrained at the home.
Literally chained to the bed, Dabney Coleman in 9 to 5.
Yes, not a joke, not I keep him chained to the bed, he's not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
He can't get up in the middle of the night to piss.
Oh my God.
And he's pushing 40, so that's that's going to start to be an issue that he needs to deal with.
For you, sir.
He's going to have to keep a jug next to him pretty soon because that's going to happen at 4 a.m. So,
my word.
She will chain him to the bed and then leave and go out and fuck people and have lead a single life, she said. I'll lead my life as a single woman.
Oh. Wow.
While he's chained to the bed and he's not allowed to have a phone.
Holy
This is all from her. This is from Tammy.
This is a guy that
Sydney doesn't tell anybody about this shit.
How do you not say, unchain me, we're fucking divorced? This
is crazy.
Yeah.
What are you getting out of being chained to your bed while your wife goes and fucks strangers? How is that helping you? Why is that a relationship that's good?
This is false imprisonment and illegal. I will have you brought up on charges, lady.
Not to mention, they have 3 kids. None of the kids ask, hey, why is Dad chained to the fucking bed with no phone? What's going on?
Just throwing G.I. Joes at his forehead.
Yeah, come on, Dad, play with me. He's like, I'd love to. My hands
Knock
are chained.
it off.
No.
Make me.
Make me. They're on top of Mount Dad, we put the G.I. Joes on his head. And oh, my God.
What a douche. What a loser. How do you just allow that to happen?
Yes, the two of these, she's an abusive lunatic and he's a fucking tool. So it's the two of them together. Jesus Christ, man. It's wild. So the manager at the Tilted Kilt, one of the other managers here, Jessica Cook, said that Heather was genuinely scared of Tammy. Literally terrified of her.
Tammy convinces a grown-ass man to stay here, locked in his room, chained to a bed. I'd be fucking petrified of that woman.
That's a scary woman. Also, everybody said that Heather was pretty heartbroken about the breakup. She really thought this was a long-term thing. No. I guess at the beginning of December, Brianna, the best friend of Heather here, said that communications between the Moorers and Heather had finally started to fade away. There wasn't all these attacks. Another friend said that she had talked to Heather, and Heather said that she was, happy to be leaving the whole thing behind, and it was a big mistake, and she was, coming out of it here. Heather's friend said, quote, the wife threatened Heather and called her over 60 times one day.
Unbelievable.
Oh, in one day, over 60 fucking times. Think about that.
You're only awake for 16 hours. That's fucking every 20 minutes.
That is the definition of stalking, I would think. 60 times in a day.
At minimum, harassment.
Harassment, harassment, really.
That's grounds for a restraining order, for sure.
Shit, yeah. I would, especially showing up, that bitch is in hiding, all that kind of shit. Wow. That was when Heather was at work one day, too. 60 times.
Wow.
She told Heather, if you don't stop talking to my husband, I'm going to come after you. You're going to have problems with me. And that's when it ended there, kind of. So Brianna said that fucking Heather called her friend crying one day, and she said, Sydney just called me. He said he left his wife and that he wants to see me. He's sorry for what he said, and he wants to be with me. This is one night in December. She calls up and says that. She's crying, and she's like, I don't get it. He just called. Now he wants to be with me. It's amazing. This is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
He wants to be with me. And her friend said, Brianna said, quote, I said, sleep on this and we'll talk about it tomorrow, please.
That's great advice.
Sleep on it. But then there was no tomorrow because she never heard from Heather again.
Oh, my God.
So December 17th, which is where we started through there, the evening of December 17th here, this is 6 weeks after everything is blown up and it's finally started to be cooled down. She goes on a date with a guy her own age here. Steven Schiraldi, he's the own age date here. Yeah. And people saw them laughing and happy out on that night. Stephen Schiraldi and her went to the same high school, but didn't know each other too well, never hung out or anything. But they had been friends on social media after high school.
Yeah.
And he asked her out. He took a shot and she fucking did it. So why not?
Boy.
Good for you. So on December 17th, they went to Bandito's Restaurant and Cantina in Myrtle Beach. So for some Mexican, I think there. Yeah. And then he took her to this is like a kind of a Norman Rockwell-y first date here.
What'd they do?
They go out to eat, and then he takes her to an empty mall parking lot.
Uh-huh.
Which in our show sounds like an ominous beginning to something.
Not a good place to be.
Not a good place. To teach her how to drive a stick shift.
She didn't know how to drive a stick.
Didn't know how to drive.
He picked her up and she was like, wow, you make that look so easy. Yeah. He's like, it is. I'll show you.
He's like, I'll show you.
Oh,
so they go to a parking
guy.
lot. He's got a truck. He's showing her how to do that, how to drive the stick shift. Then they went to his mother's house where he lived with his mother in Merle's Inlet there to watch a movie. And they watched a movie. They hung out. And he says he dropped her off at her apartment. She doesn't live at home. I think I said she lived at home, but I knew she had an apartment, but I mistakenly said that earlier. I apologize. Dropped her off at her apartment about 1:15, 1:30 a.m. on December 18th.
Didn't mention a thing about a dock.
Nothing. None about no docks, no anything. Huh. He said he stayed about 5 minutes outside talking to her. Made plans to see her again about 3 p.m. when she got off work the next day. She was working a lunch shift. And then they had a good night kiss, and he left. That's what he said.
What a gentleman.
What a gentleman. And then she goes missing, which is possibly the worst luck you could have on a first date.
That's the worst story to tell the cops because he did not describe at all any sort of peril that happened that night. We don't believe you, you son of a bitch. We don't believe you.
Then we had a nice goodnight kiss. Everything was wonderful, and then I left her standing there. Bullshit.
You lying son of a bitch.
You lying motherfucker. What'd you do? Grab her tit and she didn't like it? And then she slapped you and you punched her in the throat? That's what happened, isn't it? Isn't it? That's exactly what you're thinking.
You told us that you taught her how to drive because she popped the clutch and hit her face on the dashboard. That explains the blood, doesn't it?
Is that the blood? Why is there blood? So that's his story. Mm-hmm. Now, that night also, December 17th, December 18th, there in that night and morning, calls come from what we figure out what she was doing. Heather tried to track her. There was calls coming from and then going back to a payphone across the street from a Walmart at a Kangaroo Express gas station.
From her phone?
From her phone, a payphone in 2013, mind you, too.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Yeah, this is starting about 1:35, which is right after she got home from her date.
Yeah.
That morning. So she dials the payphone. This is a quote. Heather dials that payphone back 9 times. The only reason she could possibly be calling that phone 9 times, a phone that she's never heard of or called before.
She knows it.
Is to get the other person that just talked back on the line. So someone she just called, she's just calling it back.
Someone familiar, yep.
Now, Sydney and Tammy were together at that point. I'm surprised he's not chained to the bed. It's past his bedtime. Location data from their phones show they were at Longbeard's Bar until 12:30 a.m. Yeah. Then at about 1:15 a.m., Sydney goes to the Walmart and purchases a pregnancy test kit.
Oh.
Okay. And a cigar, I think, as well.
Gross.
That's what they get, I guess, to celebrate one way or the other. I think it's to smoke weed, actually, because they smoke weed. So I think it's to roll a blunt. So then Sydney and Tammy went to an area near the Kangaroo Express gas station. At 1:33 a.m., video from the Kangaroo Express gas station shows Sydney leaving his new black F-150 truck that him and his wife just bought and they're very proud of, and calling out on the payphone. And that call is the record goes to Heather. So that's him. We have him on video making the call here. That call lasted 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay. So, yeah. After receiving the payphone call, Heather called Brianna, her roommate, a different Brianna, by the way.
She knows several Briannas.
Several Briannas who's out of town. She was upset and scared. And, oh, no, it's the same one. They give her a different last name. They call her Hulzer in one and then Warrelman in this one. So I don't know if she got married in the middle of it and changed her name. But it's Brianna, her friend. Either way. That's when she called Brianna and said, he just called me and said he wants to be with me.
Yeah.
He called from the payphone to say that. That's when she said, don't call him back. Don't do anything. Just calm down and we'll talk about it tomorrow and just chill out.
Call him 9 times.
I'll call him all the time. So then Heather changes her clothes here, and according to location data from her cell phone, she left her apartment at 2:31 a.m.,
okay,
arriving at Longbeard's bar at 2:42 a.m.,
okay,
based on her cell phone. Now, while in the vicinity of the bar, she called the Kangaroo Express payphone 9 times.
Wow.
Called it back 9 times. None of the calls were answered. So, yes. Now, at that point, the Sammy and Tidney, I almost called them.
Yeah.
Sydney and Tammy, there you could be Sammy. Sydney and Tammy, based on their cell phone data, returned to their home at that point. Now, their home, by the way, is about 5 minutes from the landing where the car was found.
Oh, okay.
The Peachtree landing there. Uh-huh. So after waiting at Longbeard's for a while, Heather also returned home. And then at 3:16 and then again 3:17, she called Sydney's iPhone.
Okay.
So now she's like, fuck it, I'll call him. I'll just call his phone. He's wanting to be with me. He's leaving his wife. Obviously, he wants to be with me.
Who gives a shit if this rings, right?
Yeah. So the first call went right to voicemail. Yeah. And then the second call, he must have answered because it lasted over 4 minutes.
Oh.
Wasn't a voicemail call. So location data from Heather's phone shows that after this call, remember when everything was just a mystery? Now you have everybody on a big map. Then they went here, then they went there.
Yeah.
It's wild. When you watch the first 48 now, they don't even bother talking to people. They're like, just give me your phone. Shut up. I don't want to hear you killed him. I'll just get it off your phone.
Shut your fucking mouth. I got it.
Shut up. I got your location. There you are at the murder site, and there you are texting 5 people saying that it's hard to saw through bone. Okay, never mind. Cuffs, let's go. Interrogation, 5 minutes.
Hook him up.
Hook him up. Let's go.
I've got Life 360 on my phone to keep track of my kids. Dude, it's over for me. If I ever decide to commit a crime or do anything that I say I'm not doing, it's wrapped up.
It's all wrapped up right now. Yeah, you got to really mind your P's and Q's there.
My kids love to keep an eye on me no matter where the fuck I am. Dude, it's crazy.
Keep an eye on me. You little stalkers, leave me alone.
It's insane. I'm out of town and they're calling me. Why are you up at this time of night? I just did a fucking show.
Yeah, because I'm having a drink. Because you stress me out. And then you hang up. Just kidding.
It may be 1 a.m. here. You know, it may be 10 p.m. there, but leave me alone.
Leave me alone. I'm having fun, damn it. This is my time. That's what you tell them. This is my time.
You're with your mom. Where's your mom? Go talk to her.
Yeah, go ask her what she's doing right now. So she then apparently... the second call lasted over 4 minutes. So one call of voicemail, next call 4 minutes. Then she gets up and leaves her apartment again.
Oh.
She's got to work lunch shift the next day.
3 a.m.
3, yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to be 20? How can you fucking do it?
Ends up, it's 4 o'clock she's doing stuff. So she leaves her apartment and travels to the landing, Peachtree Landing.
Yeah.
Okay? A place where, according to the analysis of her cell phone data, she didn't go. She wasn't like she was always going there. Yeah. She was there maybe a couple of years ago. She went there once or whatever. So while at the landing, she calls Sydney's phone 4 more times. 3:38, 3:39, 3:40, 3:41 a.m.
Right in a row for 4 minutes.
Every call went to voicemail. Okay, the 3:41 a.m. phone call is the last phone call made from Heather's phone, and no more activity is on her phone from then on ever.
Oh.
Okay, so no activity on the Sydney or Tammy's phone between 3:30 and 4 a.m. None at all. Nothing. At 4:37 a.m., though, Tammy texted Sydney. By the way, she hadn't texted him because she's had his phone for the last month and a half.
Yeah.
This is the first text she sent to him since November 2nd when she took his phone away.
A month and a half. Wait.
When she took his phone away.
3 weeks.
A month and a half. Yeah.
Oh, because it's December.
November 2nd. It's December 18th right now. Sydney texted back. She had asked for some orange juice and some pot stickers. was what she asked for.
Okay.
I guess she must have been in the bedroom. He was out in the kitchen or whatever, and she was like, can you bring me that?
Or he said he was going to Walmart, and she's like, pick these 2 things up.
Well, that was hours earlier, and they were together when they went to Walmart.
Okay.
So that's how it goes there. Now, the next day, they said they were hoping to reconcile their marriage, and they went on a road trip to California in their new black F-150 that they just got. Yeah. That was what their plan was.
4 a.m. pot stickers and orange juice?
And orange juice.
Jesus.
That's what I like right before bed, orange juice.
Good for you to never have fucking
heartburn,
acid reflux. Yeah, Jesus.
So then the vehicle is found, like we said, and that's from the beginning. Green Dodge Intrepid belonging to Terry. Yeah. Terry thinks it might be stolen. They pop the trunk. No Heather. Now we're all caught up. Okay. Yeah. The police at that point, they immediately talked to her date the night before.
Yeah.
And they talked to him, and he seems to be honest. He said he dropped her off at home at the end of the night. And they're like, all right, well, we'll find that out when we look at your phone data.
Yeah.
You didn't really need to even tell us that. We'll find out. Then police visited her, the Tilted Kilt, where a manager told them that she wasn't scheduled to work until the next day, which is weird because she told her date that she got off at 3, which is interesting. Yeah. So weird. I don't know if she got it wrong or she just didn't want to hang out with him.
Picking up a shift for somebody? Who knows?
Who knows? So December 20th now, a couple days go by. Now they're going to go talk to Sydney because it took them that long to unpack the fact that she had a boyfriend that this all happened to and someone's been stalking her and everything else. So December 20th, 2013, they visit Sydney at home. It's a 5-minute drive from the landing where her car was found. He lives at home with Tammy and their 3 children. Tammy's mother, father, and sister live next door. Oh, my God.
Holy.
Never mind leaving her. She chains him to the bed, takes his phone, and her whole family lives next door? Fucking blow your brains out. Paint your bedroom with your brains because that is a fucked up day. Sorry.
That's a chess match. That's what that is. She put all her pieces around him. He has nowhere to go.
No.
That's checkmate,
He's got pawns and rooks and fucking bishops and everything
Christ.
Else. Sideways guys. It's all happening. So
you need some fucking space.
Wow, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. So they all live next door. The police discover that the Moorers have a home surveillance system that Tammy tells them it doesn't work, though. Yeah, we have, but it just doesn't work. We don't use it. Also the black F-150 that's in the driveway, Tammy tells them, I can't unlock that right now.
Not right now?
I can't unlock it. Yeah, it can't be. It can't be unlocked right now. Oh. I don't know why. I don't have any keys or what.
It's out of locking fluid.
But it's all we're all the locking mechanisms, so we haven't been using it. It's just it's sitting there. So she said that that's the surveillance system doesn't work. The police look in the truck. They observe a bag of cement, a spent shotgun shell, and a bottle of cleaning fluid piled up by the Moorers' parked camper.
Okay.
Cement, shotgun shell, and cleaning fluid are a bad combination if someone's missing. And you see those 3 things together normally don't go together, usually.
If there's a spent shotgun shell in the trash with a bunch of others,
that's different.
If there's some cleaning solvent in the garage,
that's normal.
Yeah, and some cement. Never have cement. Why do you have cement, you fucking psycho?
No one's like, I'm gonna make a nice cement sidewalk to the backyard, but first let me blast a shell off. And also, let me keep my cleaning supplies out because cement gets dirty, and outside I'm really going to...
Nobody has ever bought too much cement and just stored it. You use all that you've got. You never have any left over.
Nope. He's got a bag? Some, though. This is...
Jesus.
That's not great. Later on, it's said of Sydney, quote, he was trying to give the police this idea of, look, I'm over her. I haven't reached out to her. I don't know where she is. I've had 0 contact with her. Mm-hmm. That's his story. I haven't talked to her. I don't know shit about her. Okay.
This guy that doesn't know shit about technology.
Nope. He denied ever being in the area of Peachtree Landing. No, didn't go over there at all. Nope, not at all. They talked to him they're talking to him at the end of his driveway at one point, and at the time he's not a suspect. They're just talking to him. There's body camera footage of the of the encounter. Yeah. And in the video, he said he didn't go to Peachtree Boat Landing and said that, I don't know anything about what's up with Heather because I ended my involvement with her. He says, quote, I'm trying to fix things with my wife. I'm not denying it. I'm saying I ended it. He's like, yeah, I did have an affair and it's over. And now I'm trying to lay low here. So this isn't helping, by the way.
Okay.
What you're doing
this
now.
This is making it worse. You're going to get me chained to a bed.
Yeah, I'm never getting up to pee. So hold on. I already drank a bottle of water tonight. God damn it. I'm in trouble. So the day after this visit, Sydney purchases a new home surveillance system.
Oh.
Interesting. So now they go to, they get a crime scene investigator, and they go to Heather's car and her apartment, and they're going to really go through that with a fine-tooth comb here. They find no signs of a struggle in either the car or the apartment. Not at all. The car had been driven home that day by Terry, but they told him to wear gloves. So he wore gloves and drove the car home to not fuck up any physical evidence. With the crime scene, if that's a crime scene, it's destroyed at that point anyway.
Right.
If you had a guy drive it home, none of that evidence is admissible now. That? So that doesn't help any. They said, quote, originally this case was just assigned out as a missing person. So it wasn't like, oh, we need to preserve forensic evidence. It was, oh, who'd she go with? Maybe she did her boyfriend take her, that sort of thing. We did not know or did not have any reason to believe a crime had been committed in the beginning. The car showed no signs of a struggle. There's no blood. There's no broken glass. She's a 20-year-old who maybe took off with her, and who also went on a first date that night. Maybe it went well. That's what they were thinking. So while searching through her phone records, though, that's when they found an unusual number of calls, first from and then back to a payphone starting at 1:35 a.m., which, when's the last time you looked at a phone record and there was a fucking payphone on there, number one?
Yeah, that should be a red flag every time.
Yeah, you can just say it was from a payphone. You go, well, there's 3 left in town, so it's this one, or this one. There's not a lot of payphones there. And, they
also,
said that
always, no matter where that phone is, have a camera trained on it 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Anybody using that is a fucking problem.
Oof, there's a problem. Yeah. There's a huge issue.
Yeah. Anybody using that phone has major issues.
They're either setting up a kidnapping or they're Brittany from Love After Lockup or something's going wrong.
Or they just rolled their car and their phone shot out of the window like a fucking cannon.
One of the 3 there. So they said that, quote, Heather dials that payphone back 9 times. The only reason she could possibly be calling that payphone 9 times, that phone she's never heard of before, is to get the other person, like we said. Yeah. So they said they had the footage of him on the payphone. So they're telling him, well, we have footage of you on a payphone walking up to the phone. And that's interesting here. So we'd like to talk to you about that. And he said, finally, as we'll talk about when they interrogate him in there, he's got an answer for that. Now, another call they talk about is this is her roommate talking about the call she got from her where she said Sydney wanted her back. She said, quote, she was hysterically crying, and she said, Sydney called me. And her friend said, my heart dropped because I was like, I thought we were past this. And I said, why'd you answer? And she said, because it wasn't his number. She told me he said he left his wife, because it was the payphone, and that he was sorry and that he wanted to see her and be with her, meaning Heather. And I told her, don't do it. Why don't you just go to sleep? Sleep on this and we'll talk about it first thing in the morning. And, so she thought that she wasn't going to see Sydney when, in fact, she was. So they revealed during the investigation, they look over surveillance footage and receipts from Walmart and found out that Sydney was telling the truth when he said he'd bought a pregnancy test, because he told them we went to Walmart and got a pregnancy test. Yep. And then they found out that they drove to the payphone where they made the call. They find all of that, the payphone calls, the durations and everything like that. As the calls were happening, as Heather was calling, while she was at Peachtree Landing calling Sydney in the 3:37, 38, 39 calls there, at that time, video surveillance cameras from 2 doorbell cams nearby further up the road recorded a black Ford F-150 heading in the direction of the landing.
Uh-oh.
And they said it's at 3:41 a.m., and it's when Heather's cell phone dies, and there's no more calls after that.
Right.
So, during their search for a matching truck, they found that Sidney Moore was the only person who lived anywhere near that landing that owned a black F-150.
The luck.
He's like, fuck, I should have bought a Ram. Damn it, there's a lot of them around here.
That Cummins motor is great.
Yep. It's so good, though. So the same video cameras that caught the truck headed to Peachtree Landing was also captured heading back in the opposite direction at 3:45 a.m.
Wow.
So very quickly.
Very rapid, yeah.
As in, hop in.
Yeah.
We're taking off. Sure, I will. She gets in, they take off. Where's he taking her now? That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
So, yes, so that road, those surveillance cameras help a little bit. They at least pick up the car, but they don't pick up anything else. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard here. They said, though, after conducting many tests, including a headlight spread pattern analysis, they formed the opinion that the video footage was of Moore's Ford F-150.
Based on the halo that his headlights put out.
Yep,
wow.
Headlight spread pattern analysis.
Fascinating term.
So now they get a new search warrant for the Moores. Now they're real curious. They go there. They find that they just installed a new security system since they've last visited, number one.
Right.
That's interesting here. And they said they looked at the truck because that was the truck that they saw in the video. They said it was a brand new F-150, fully loaded, had all the bells and whistles. In this truck was a GPS navigation system. So they're like, now we can go. Yep. We learned through the course of this investigation, though, that it was possible to disengage this system, and that's exactly what they did.
He knew.
This truck is less than a month old.
He's very well aware of what that truck's capable of.
When you buy a car, do you immediately go, let me disengage this GPS right away? Never even think about it.
Never. You go, oh, how does this work? And is it better than my old one?
Can it get me somewhere? Yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point, too, investigators are starting to believe that maybe Tammy had something to do with this as well.
Uh-huh.
So they interview Sidney here after the search, and he said he never left his wife's side that night.
Never.
He said, I stayed home after the pregnancy test. We went home. I was handcuffed to the bed that night, as a matter of fact. She handcuffs me to the bed, as you can ask anybody, and I was handcuffed to the bed.
Well, what about the pot stickers?
What's up with the pot stickers? How'd you do that? So they said at the county police department headquarters, he said he never called Heather that night. And then they said, had you used any other phones that night? Your wife's phone? Did you make any pay phone calls? Mm-hmm. And his answer was, nope. Do they even still have pay phones? That was his answer. So the answer
He's
to that,
so frustrating.
Yep. Do they even still have pay phones? Weird.
Sidney, you know very well that there's a couple.
Yeah. So they said, especially a guy who goes from restaurant to restaurant, seen a payphone. He says there was a payphone call. They tell him anyway. There was a payphone call made to Heather that night from a payphone at the gas station on 10th Avenue. We have a video from that. Did you try calling her for just a minute? We have a video from that.
Yeah.
So we see you doing it. Did you do it? You know what he says? No.
Nope. He's like 11 and he's caught in a lie and he knows it and he's going to just continue the lie.
It sucks when Shaggy's the murderer. That's the problem. He won't admit it. It just wasn't me. And no matter what you say, wasn't me. You can't get him to admit it.
Saw your truck.
We even got you on camera. Wasn't me.
Your license plate.
Wasn't me. Don't know what you're talking about.
God, he's such an asshole.
So, yeah, nope. And they said, are you sure? And he said, no, which is a bad answer because you're sure would be yes. He said, no.
Are you sure? No, not sure.
So the cops, this is the greatest thing after. All the cop says is, okay, how about we start again?
Look, this is sloppy.
Let's
flush
just tear
this paper up. I will redraw it.
It's a mess what's going on right now. How about we start again? So then he says, okay, I did. I called her.
There you go.
Because he knows he's fucked
here. We know. We saw you.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say yes.
We just wanted to see if you were honest or not. That's all we were doing. Yeah. When a cop asks you a specific question like that, it means that they might have information that
they know something.
Yeah. So that's why it's hard to lie. So because you don't know what they know and what they don't know. So he said he only did it, though, to call her to tell her to leave him alone and stop leaving notes on his car. That's the only reason I called her. You know,
She's
I
been
figured
stalking me.
from 1:30 in the morning from a payphone is really the best time to communicate, usually.
That's what I do. Own an iPhone.
When I have an iPhone at my house.
Yeah.
So he also told police he didn't want his wife, Tammy, to know that he was calling Heather, so he parked across the street and walked to a payphone out of sight. That's what he said. So they questioned the logic of that, saying, well, the payphone call lasted 4 minutes also. That's kind of a longer than just leave me the fuck alone and you hang up. What are you talking about for 4 minutes?
Yeah.
And he said, look, during all this, he said, yeah, my wife has trust issues with me after she found out about the affair with Heather, and I agreed to be handcuffed to the bed each night for 6 months after she found out. His sentence was 6 months. It was. She said, I'm going to handcuff you to the bed for 6 months, and he said, okay.
Deal.
6 months is his sentence of bed cuffing.
I'll have a divorce, thanks.
That is wild. And so he also struggled to recall exactly where he went with his wife that night. I don't know where we went. Weird. Just can't really think about it. They said, quote, we were talking about what you did 2 nights ago, not even 48 hours earlier. And he was like, well, I think I went there. I may have gone there. No, I think we did that. Idiot. And he said he hadn't been drinking. So for him to have so much of a memory loss from 2 nights previous sounded a little out of context. You think?
Especially for a guy who keeps
Total
business
blackout.
appointments for what restaurant he has to be at tomorrow.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where he was, exactly when.
Plus, he's been handcuffed to the bed every night. If you're out past dark, he's going to know because he's like, oh, that's the night I wasn't handcuffed to the bed. I know exactly where I went. Trust me. Jesus. So they're trying to find a motive here other than jealousy or motive for him. What's his motive? Just to shut his wife up? If you kill her, it'll be better. If she's not on the face of the earth, I can live with it and we can be fine and go on. I don't know.
Tell me more about this fucking pregnancy test. What did you do, man?
That's the thing here, is they noticed that a friend of hers who works with her named Jody noticed that Heather had gone up in size in her outfit.
In her
twisted
kilt? Or
prior to her
kilt?
tilted kid outfit, prior to her disappearance. Tilted kid, what'd I just say?
Tilted kid.
Oh, no.
That's what it should be called.
Oh, God. That's Jared Fogel's favorite restaurant. He stopped doing Subway ads so he could go to the Tilted Kid and do their ads. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
The Tilted Kid. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. Been a long week, everybody.
Her dirty Irish or dirty Scottish girl outfit is getting bigger.
It's getting bigger, and her friends are kind of like, interesting. Her one friend, Brianna, her roommate, her best friend, said Heather had taken a pregnancy test while at work. I want to say it was in the beginning of November, and she, at the time, wasn't sleeping with anybody else but Sydney.
A month and a half later, that's 6 weeks, my friend.
That's 6 weeks.
That's a lot of time for your body to start
just to put
hoarding blood. Yep.
Enough to at least knock you a size up in your tiny little outfit.
Absolutely.
So, so they called they said that, they were trying to figure that out. And this test had an error on it. It didn't, she said the test said error, what it came up with. It didn't, it was like a fucking bum test. She got a dud.
Which one's worse? An inconclusive pregnancy test or an inconclusive polygraph? I think I'm going with pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, to me, error would be like, yes, this was an error. Tell me how bad of an error it was.
Boy, was it.
I made an error. How bad is it? How long will I be paying for this error? So they said that ultimately the friend Brianna said that they hadn't found out if she was pregnant or not. Okay, she said, I think it was still kind of up in the air. Like she took a test, it was inconclusive, and then she just went on with her life for a few days. I'll figure it out next week, I guess. Because she doesn't want to be pregnant, I think. Yeah. So she's trying to, that's normal. The people do that all the time.
Oh, the time is so precious.
They do believe that she was possibly pregnant, though, and if she was, it was definitely Sydney Moore's kid. And yes, so wow. They said that possibly they're thinking maybe that pregnancy test was for Heather, not for Tammy.
Right.
That would make a lot of sense. And they said maybe it was I'm going to take you home and force you to take a pregnancy test and in front of my wife so she knows you're not pregnant or some shit. I don't know. So
perhaps one of her calls to him was, I think I might be pregnant.
That's possible. And Brianna said, I think that if she was pregnant, I think there would be another reason why Tammy would want Heather out of the picture. Well, no shit. Yeah. So, but they said that Sidney said there's no hard evidence of any guilt to me, is what he tells his attorney at the time he gets an attorney. And they said there's just a bunch of bad character evidence and a lot of circumstantial stuff, but it's nothing bad. Just a timeline and videos of me going to the place where she disappeared from, exactly when she disappeared. That's all.
It's a horrific timeline with all the motive in the world.
All sorts of motive. Oh, and my wife, too, who's got tons of motive. January 17th, 2014, Tammy, in a since-deleted post, obviously, on Facebook, she posted here that her husband had an affair with Heather Elvis and reported that she was being harassed by Elvis's family members about the affair. So I guess maybe her family members were contacting her, trying to figure out what the fuck happened to their family member. You know what I mean? Yeah. What happened to Heather? So she's missing a month comes up now.
Wow.
A month. They have a big prayer vigil. The family does, the Elvises here. And they said, the mother said, it isn't getting any easier. It's getting harder. When a crisis happens, once it's done and it's over with, you deal with it. You cope with it. You accept it. Time heals. This just keeps getting worse and worse. There's nothing to accept. There's nothing to do but hang on to hope and pray for her. Jesus Christ. A lot of people were there. One of the attendees said, I know how I would feel if my daughter was missing. I would want people who are total strangers to come out and help me look for her. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing that. They're searching the woods. They're searching everywhere all around here trying to find her. The mom said there's still tips we're waiting to come in. There's still information we don't have from people who may have been with her or seen her even 2 weeks prior to her missing, waiting for the tip that's going to break this case. So, yeah, she said that her sister, Morgan Elvis, said that she hopes people can remember her sister as a person and not judge her character because pictures don't paint a complete picture. Don't look at her in her tilted kilt outfit and be like, oh, she was out sucking every dick on the docks. Like, she's just
It's not her fault. Her uniform happens to be that.
Yeah, they just pay an extra $2 an hour because you have to.
It's not even her fault for having an affair with a married man. That's not her fault. It's his fault for not
it's
being
his
honest with
responsibility.
her. Yeah,
it's his responsibility to his wife. At the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, but nobody's perfect. I'm not judging anybody. And especially if he told her, my wife and I have an open marriage.
There's a thing. Yeah.
She has a boyfriend. I'm allowed to get a girlfriend. This is totally cool. Like, at that point, it's just, I mean, obviously for her own good, she should have been like, ew, get away from me, you ponytailed,
what the fuck's wrong with you?
maintenance working 40-year-old 3-kid having fucking loser.
What kind of ego of you to think you get to bang 20-year-olds?
NFL players come in here. What are you talking about? Like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying?
We're in
like,
South Carolina.
leave.
I could fuck the entire Gamecocks team next week. Get the fuck out of my restaurant.
At will. You take a hike.
And I will.
No, at will, I said. At will. Not and I will. But 20-year-old chick who's attractive, she doesn't need him.
Yeah, she doesn't need him.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. Fashion, beauty, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, concert tickets, and more. Your favorite stores like Lowe's, Levi's, and Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers. And Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it? It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and easy to sign up. Get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's Rakuten. Your cash back really adds up.
Escape reality and immerse yourself in a gripping tale of mystery, murder, and romance with June's Journey. Join June as she unravels the truth behind her sister's mysterious death and use your observation skills to find hidden clues and uncover dark secrets. Plus, you get to explore stunning hidden object scenes, from New York parlors to Parisian sidewalks, as each chapter reveals captivating mysteries. How sharp are your observation skills? Put them to the test in June's Journey. Download for free today on iOS and Android.
No, but that's it. So her sister said at the end of the day, Heather's a person. She's a girl. She's a sister. Maybe someday she'll be a mom and she'll have a daughter. So she said that the way her sister dressed for work shouldn't affect any of this, or having an affair with a married man or any of that shit shouldn't affect, looking for her and feeling bad for her. Rumors have gone crazy around this town of her, with people posting comments about her character right on the Find Heather Elvis Facebook page. They're doing that.
What?
Yep. They said in a situation like this, all of your faults come out, and she's not that person. The good is always buried under rumors that make headlines. And the reward for finding her is up to $30,000 in a month to find her. Now, Tammy's friend, Laura, said that she knew Tammy and Sydney through her teenage son. I guess that their kids had known each other. So she said that she had both Sydney and Tammy's cell phone numbers, and that the family came over to her house in early December to show off their new shiny black F-150. Yeah. She said that night Tammy had been drinking, but that was normal because it was Saturday night. So Tammy gonna get fucked up on a Saturday night, period.
It's Saturday. I just got church tomorrow, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stink in church is what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna be stanking. So she said that Tammy wanted to smoke some weed, so they went in her bedroom and smoked some weed because their kids are all there. So they said that after Heather went missing, this woman said that Tammy talked to her about the relationship between Heather and Sydney. She said Tammy said, quote, "It wasn't sex, it was just oral sex." Yeah.
I mean, the word's right there, babe.
Yeah. Not only that, really? And then they're not having sex?
Right.
We're just going to stop it here? Get the fuck out of here, please.
I've never just been like, only blow me, and then it's not a thing.
So she also said that she used to not be told of any open relationship that they had either. That was another thing that she didn't know anything about that. She never heard about that. But at one point, Tammy mentioned that she had a boyfriend now. She said someone from a rock band.
I don't think it's a good one.
No, I was going to say someone from the bar who played covers one night.
Yeah.
She also says that Tammy messaged her son on Facebook about the Heather Elvis case, accusing him of not being loyal to the Moorer family. So she's attacking teenagers too, Tammy is. The friend said, "I never told him about it because she had access to his account. She just deleted it so the kid wouldn't get freaked out." Nice. So the police talked to Tammy because she's the key to everything here, I feel like.
This has got to be the best interview of all time, unless she just says, "I want a lawyer."
No. She described the relationship between her and her husband as open.
Uh-huh.
Yep. She said that the investigator said she pulled out a hotel key that she discovered this is what the investigators, the investigator pulled out a hotel key that she found in Heather's car and showed it to Tammy. She said the key led the investigators to Sidney Moore because he's the guy who paid for the hotel room. That's how we found out about him to begin with. That's how we even knew to look for him.
Yeah.
So then they talk about Facebook posts written by Tammy where she described the affair between her and her husband. She used the words like hoe to describe Heather, having among other words, saying this hoe homewrecker 20-year-old skank coming to my house. According to the post, now Tammy admitted to having a boyfriend, but said that Heather's actions took the affair to a whole new level that affected her children. That's why she was mad at her.
Okay. You affected your children, but I'll go on.
Yeah. So this interview here goes on. Tammy came to police to follow up. She came in for the interview to follow up on complaints of harassment. She complained of being harassed, Tammy did.
Okay.
And she would answer some questions. She said this about the relationship between Sydney and Heather, quote, "I had boyfriends. We had an open marriage. It's okay. I could care less if he had sex with 100 people. It still doesn't bother me."
Yeah. Okay. As long as they're uglier than you.
As long as they don't make me jealous is exactly what it is.
As long as they're older and uglier, I don't care.
It's fine. That's like a guy going, as long as every guy's dick is smaller than mine, she can fuck as many people as she wants. That's the female equivalent of what a guy would say.
As long as they're so gross she doesn't come, she can fuck anybody.
She can fuck anybody. She just can't enjoy it. Tammy had sent a message to her friend in early 2014 in reference to Sydney, said, "I do not love him. He betrayed me, and I will never, ever forgive or forget that. Trust me, there's zero love on my end." And then another message they asked her about that where they that she sent the day before Heather disappeared. She said to her friend, "I just had someone cheat on me that I thought was my soulmate. You never know who will screw you over in life. I felt totally betrayed. I'm better off without that liar."
Explain those shits, Tam.
But she doesn't, and she doesn't give any clear explanation of what might have happened to Heather. She said, "I don't know." And so who the hell knows? That's it. And the one investigator said to Sydney, "We're just trying to get to the bottom of this with her being missing. Hopefully she turns up. And Sydney said that would be fantastic because everything's like, oh, she's fine. She disappeared and ran off and did whatever the hell she did. Mm-hmm. That's what he says. So February 20th here, Tammy writes on social media that her husband had cooperated with the Horry County Police during the investigation and had allowed the police to inspect their home. And she said that the police served 3 warrants on their telephones, video surveillance, and one of their vehicles. And, just like, hey, we're cooperating. I don't know what these people, no need to talk shit about us.
Okay.
So the county attorney here, he gets the case and he's looking at it. And he wants to get them in custody while they finish this investigation because they're pretty sure they have something to do with this, obviously.
They have zero. They've explained nothing away.
Nothing about why you're picking her up and at the exact time she disappears. So they bring them in on lesser charges, okay? Not having anything to do with it. One is indecent exposure.
Oh, who pulled their dick out?
That's the thing. They said that it was some indecent exposure warrants showed the Moores are accused of exposing themselves in public between December 18th and 19th at 1325 Celebrity Circle and in Conway and Atlantic Avenue and Century Circle. So I don't know if she was blowing them in the car or I don't know what the fuck they were doing. But
2 days after she goes missing, they're doing this shit?
That night, December 17th and 8th, that's her date night, and when she goes missing is December 17th and 18th.
What the hell do they have on them?
Interesting. And also for obstruction of justice. The obstruction warrants say that Sydney impeded or interfered with the investigation into Heather's disappearance by providing false, misleading, or inaccurate information regarding the disappearance.
Sure.
So, like, you came in and lied in the interrogation room, so now we're going to charge you with that shit.
Okay.
So they also have an obstruction of justice warrant for Tammy as well, saying she wasn't honest. They say she provided false information about her and her husband's activities. They said that stuff that was found in the house, if we didn't have a lot of stuff already from 2 months ago or 6 weeks ago, it wouldn't have been that much. But it has added to things we already expected. So we're able to find some extra stuff after what we already know to be the obstruction of justice and indecent exposure. This man, talking about stuff, I'm going to read another paragraph and then I'll give you my comment.
Boy.
Quote, certainly there was a lot of strategy involved. In one way, this case is similar to others that the more you look, the more you dig, the more you usually get. We started off with a baseline, and that was us being capable of saying we can prove beyond probable cause that these two did, in fact, obstruct justice and public nudity. As we added to it from the search warrant, we found that we could get the kidnapping charge. We ran that by a judge, and the judge said yes. So then after we did that, we looked at some more stuff, and then we said, all right, we think we can get a murder charge. So that man, talking about stuff and going back, he talks in front of jurors to try to explain things to them and be crystal clear so that everybody understands. This guy who's like, and then we got some stuff that goes to the thing.
Get some vague answers and vague information for everybody. I need you to understand this.
So they charge Tammy and Sydney with murder. They charge them with murder, kidnapping, indecent exposure, and obstruction of justice. Okay. So they're being held. They have a bond hearing coming up, and doesn't seem like they'd get too good of a bond with these kind of charges here. So, they said we have additional evidence that we located during the search that gave to us probable cause for the murder charge. Okay. Now, they said that in their court thing, they figured that they kidnapped her and murdered her with malice and forethought at the Peachtree boat landing, where the car was parked, obviously, and all that sort of shit. So they said, we need a good, secure case. That's basically what it boils down to. From the very beginning, we sat down with the Elvis family. We really did go through the process of explaining it to them. We told them that there was going to be highs and lows and disappointments on your part and that we're not moving as fast as you think we should. And now it has come to fruition. There are times that we did not move as fast as the Elvis family would have liked.
Sure.
That's going to happen, yeah. They said, though, they paid particular attention to the Moorers early on, kept tabs on their social media where they talked about trips they were taking out of state. They were like, well, keep an eye on them. They said they did leave the area during the investigation. They went to California. They said they were very aware of where they were at all times, and they were coordinating with other agencies to keep an eye on them also. They said that they said the public needs to know that kidnapping doesn't necessarily mean being taken to another location.
Right.
Said simply keeping someone from being able to leave.
Yeah.
We have this idea. Yeah. So we have this idea that you put a bag over their head and take them out of state. Anytime you're unable to leave, it's a kidnapping. I would think it would be improper to say we found her blouse or we found her toothpaste or whatever. So this is the problem too. They have a truck. They had cement. They have cleaning products. They have shotgun shell. They went out of town. They went to California, back and forth. Anywhere between here and California is possible.
From South Carolina to California?
Yeah.
That's the whole fucking country.
So anywhere in that couple thousand miles, maybe you could look. I mean, where do you even start? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. They said that the Moorers get different attorneys.
Oh.
And they said that's common, though, when their two spouses are arrested. They said anytime you're charged with the same crime, you may well have a different interest than your partner. They may have something that they need to talk about with their attorney that's adverse to his wife, and the wife may have something that she wants to talk about, vice versa there. So she doesn't like her lawyer, we'll find out, by the way, too. Yeah. Tammy hates him. They said, we have enough to charge them with murder without the body. It's always easier if you have a body, but no body, no crime, as we know, is not a...
You can't say that.
No body, no crime. They're like, oh, fuck that. Charges. They said it's always easier if you have a body, but we've tried cases several times without a body. The main thing about getting a body now is more about peace for the family. Yeah. It helps in court, too. It really does.
Sure does, yeah.
It helps. They said that it's a long road to a conviction, and they said we're continuing the investigation because our ultimate goal is to find Heather. We've crossed one hurdle, and we still have numerous more to go. We recognize that, which I would hope you would. So their whole thing is that, obvious case, Tammy's infuriated with Heather about the affair. She finds out she's possibly pregnant with with her husband's child. She wants to kill her, dispose of her and her unborn child so the couple can not have to deal with them. They said Tammy had control over Sydney's iPhone and actions, and she and Sydney lured him to the landing by asking her to take a pregnancy test that day they purchased at Walmart. This is what the theory is. They discovered an empty pregnancy test kit box at Heather's apartment as well.
Okay.
Tammy and Sydney destroyed their own incriminating surveillance camera footage from the night of the disappearance, and Tammy and Sydney had a kidnapping kit of cement, that's what they called it, cement cleaning solution and a shotgun shell at the end of their driveway. I just keep it out there in case I got to really throw it in the car and run and dispose of a body.
Is it like a trash pile at the end of the driveway?
No. But it's not. There's nothing else there. It's just them. They just put it there like they're going to throw it in the car. Then finally, they have Tammy's cousin, Donald DiMarino, and he's got some shit to say, which is fun stuff here. Oh, it's fun here. DiMarino says, explain that from this picture here. Basically, okay, DiMarino testifies later on that Sydney showed him a picture of the victim on a burner phone. He had a burner cell phone.
Okay.
Showed him a picture of the body of Heather dead. He explained that from that picture, it did not look like the victim could move or talk, and he believed the picture was for Tammy, like he did it to prove it to Tammy that he did it.
Okay. So he took a picture, sent it to Tammy, but also showed him. I thought you meant like he accidentally sent that picture.
Oh shit. Didn't mean to do that.
God damn it.
All contacts. Fuck.
Yeah. Whoops,
damn it. And based on the picture, he did not expect anyone to hear from Heather ever again.
Okay.
This DiMarino stated he did not tell anyone about the picture until he was imprisoned for an unrelated drug offense, and then was like, I mean, I know some stuff you might want to hear about.
This might help me.
But he did not receive anything in exchange for telling about the picture, he said.
Oh.
He did say, though, he told his mother over the phone that this story was not true.
What?
So we don't know anything if that's true or not. No idea.
I got a feeling their whole family is untrustworthy.
Yes, and in court, he said he only told his mother that to stop her from worrying. She is an Italian mother, DiMarino.
Good point, yeah.
She's going, oh, my God, gee, what's his name? Donnie, what are you doing? Donnie, oh, Jesus, Donnie, what's wrong? What's wrong, Donnie? Oh, my goodness. You said, I know there's something wrong. Did someone show you a picture on a cell phone that you don't like right now? Donnie's like, Ma, it's a lie, all right? Jesus Christ. Take your blood pressure medication and shut the fuck up and go back in your room. Ma, go watch Jeopardy. Stop, seriously.
I'm so not Italian. When you said Donald DiMarino, I thought it was a middle initial of D.
Donald DiMarino. That's fucking hilarious. I'm sure a lot of people probably thought that. Yeah. So now they're going to try and get bail on kidnapping and murder charges, possibly kidnapping and murdering a pregnant girl. So,
well, you guys go on your way till we figure this out. Sure.
It's wild. So they said during and after the bond hearing here, they discussed the evidence. They talk about a botched DNA test as well. There's some kind of DNA test that didn't work. The judge sets a bond of $100,000 each for the couple.
Wow.
Says they can get out, orders them to be GPS monitored and stay 5 miles away from the Elvis home while they're free on bail. Moore is released at 5:54 the next day, and her husband's released that's on a Friday. On a Monday, he's out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the third bond request for her and the second one for him, and they got out there.
Wow.
So the prosecution says, I can tell you with the utmost confidence, if it was said that the initial bond hearing that it came directly out of discovery that was provided. There's been no substantial change in circumstances from that first one, so they don't understand why the fuck they're letting them out now. Yeah. Why'd you deny it 2 weeks ago and now it's there?
Now it's okay.
So the defense attorneys say that the county police are just under pressure to solve the case, and they did so by arresting the Moores on indecent exposure charges after Cindy Moore admitted to being romantically involved with his wife in a vehicle. So they were
fucking in a car.
They were fucking in a car while they were going to plan out a murder, allegedly.
Or after it?
Or after it. Well, it was from the 17th, the 18th.
So while they're figuring it out?
Yes, they gets them so hot they fuck in the car.
Mm.
That is fucking wild. So they said the case was not solved. It's a situation where law enforcement was able to solve the case and then go arrest the individuals who were responsible for it. The arrest of them was designed to solve the case, and if they had committed a crime, it would have worked very well. But they didn't, is the defense attorney's whole point here. They said after they cooperated with the investigation, which produced other leads, for whatever reason, the prosecutor who previously had the case decided to basically bring shock and awe down on Tammy Moore.
Okay.
He described 20 to 40 police cars that arrived the day the couple were arrested and taken in here. He said, it was my understanding that the prosecutor believed that Tammy Moore was the killer and they were trying to get her husband to give a statement against her. I told her, if you say your husband did it, I'm pretty sure you're going to walk out of here. And Tammy said, yes, I was told that. Her lawyer said, just blame your fucking husband. He's banging her. He's knocking her up. You get out of this thing. Say he did it all and you're going to walk. Done.
Otherwise, if you try to keep saying no, they're going to get you on this because you have just as much reason as he does.
Yeah, and then his lawyer said that he fucking, told her to...
Tell him to blame her.
Yeah, said his client was you should make a statement against your wife, and he said, I don't know anything about it. He said there's no physical evidence, there's no direct evidence. That's what he said.
She'll be so mad at me if I do that.
That is fucking wild, man. So they said within a couple months they received direct information that they found Heather Elvis's DNA in Sydney Moore's truck.
Uh-oh.
They said that was fucked up because he said that she had never been in that truck because they just got that truck 2 weeks before that. Then it turned out that it was a mistake by the lab. It was actually they swabbed Heather's vehicle and her DNA was in her own vehicle, not in this vehicle. So that was the big thing. That's why they ended up getting bond because there was no DNA.
Got it.
So, yeah. So then they said, other than that, other than a phone call, there's really nothing there, is what the defense said.
Okay.
What the fuck? They said he's a suspect in the disappearance that initially appears to be because he had a relationship with her. That's it. It was a short-term relationship, and it concluded a couple months prior. He was interviewed with his wife. They had repaired their marriage. The purpose of him making that call was to ask Heather to please discontinue calling him and leaving notes on his car.
1 a.m. It's a good time to do that.
Yep, that's fucking wild. But then the coworkers talk about a day when Heather had 90 missed calls from Sydney's phone one time at work, and they're talking about. Yep, they said she had a lot of messages. One of her friends said every message that was threatening to the 20-year-old came from Sydney and Tammy. There's no doubt about it. When you look at the phone records, they came from Sydney Moore's phone. Jesus Christ, how stupid are you? So they're released out there. The family marks 2 years of her being missing at this point.
Oh, my God.
2 years. Yep. That's fucking wild, man.
And these two are out?
They're out. Yeah, they're waiting trial.
Wow.
Morgan said death is hardest on the living and questions are hardest on the living because you don't know where someone's at and time slows down. Yeah, they said they've had a hard time struggling through this. They said everything's pretty much the same. Nothing's changed. We're in limbo looking for our daughter. It hasn't been easy. No, that's the worst thing possible. You'd rather find her fucking dismembered than this. This is...
What's worse? Yeah.
So Tammy's lawyer said that they're ready to move forward with the court date. They said it's been 2 years. We're ready to go. And God damn it, she's looking forward to having this matter heard and getting to court and having a resolution. There's also gag orders on evidence going out. So nobody knows anything that's going on here. Now, the Elvis family has a petition to remove the judge from presiding over the murder trial for some reason. They don't like the judge. It gains over 3,300 signatures, too, this petition. But I think he's still there.
Yeah.
During September of 2014, the Moores are out. They received permission to move to Florida.
What?
No, you're going to stick around, guys. They said they found work there, and so they were allowed to relocate, but they must remain under the same restrictions, including home detention monitoring, and provide all their, anything changes, they have to do it. Yeah. So interesting here. So they said, I think in general, this is the prosecution. I think in general, it's just common in man to speculate when you don't have a lot of answers. No, this is the defense. Your mind fills in that gap, and then that's just a crapshoot. You're guessing. I would suggest, just like the defense. Would say that it's to wait and see what 12 jurors are seated for the trial and withhold judgment, guilty or not, until the facts are presented. So we're ready for a trial here. Okay. But, Jesus, 2016, Tammy and Sydney's murder charges are dismissed.
Because they don't want those. Good call. I think that's a good idea. I hate it, but I like it, because what if they're found not guilty? Then you can't try them again.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. And there's kidnapping in there as well. Also, the obstruction of justice charge is dismissed against Tammy, but not against Sydney.
Okay.
And 2 charges of indecent exposure are also dismissed against both of them. Okay. They're still charged with kidnapping, and he's also charged with obstruction.
Okay.
Here. Sydney still faces all that. So Sydney said it's about time that they drop the charges. He said this on a Facebook post. It's about time. My friends and family know the truth. They know we were set up and lied on from day one. They lied on us. Lied on us.
That's how Southern this man is.
Yeah, they lied on me. Wow. So the officials declined to say why they were dismissing them. They didn't seek that. They didn't know. They said our focus is still information on finding out where Heather is and looking for tips or anyone who knows anything at all. Okay. Jesus, no shit. Yeah, the family says, help us find our daughter. Then, after that, the Moores are denying the charges. Sydney Moore changed his Facebook profile picture to a screenshot of tweets from what appeared to be Heather Elvis's Twitter account.
Why would you do that?
Those tweets concern Elvis discussing her mother and father. Here. Horry County prosecutors have failed, he said in his Facebook status. They arrested an innocent couple and held them hostage for more than 2 years. The solicitor got away with ruining their lives and damaging the lives of their 3 young children. Then there's more accusations against the county police and prosecutors and all this type of shit. And he says that the police are not searching all avenues and not arresting who was responsible for the disappearance. It also states that Sydney did not have a relationship with her, but did engage in sexual activity with her.
I mean, that's a relationship.
At the same time, Sydney is taken to civil court by the last thing you would expect took him to civil court. Not the parents of the missing girl, not this, not that. Toys R Us takes him to court.
They're in the throes of bankruptcy,
Yep.
and they're
I don't
suing
want to
him.
grow up. I'm a murderous kid.
They sued him.
They sued him.
For what?
That's right. For defaulting on $6,600 worth of payments on his Toys R Us credit card.
What the
fuck was he
are
buying?
you buying?
They have 3 kids. I don't know what's going on.
$6,000 worth of toys?
Worth of toys. He said he was unable to pay the bill because he was incarcerated on false charges. That's what he said. So, Sydney is first tried for kidnapping. There's a hung jury.
Really?
Yes. So then they try him again, 2016, kidnapping and obstruction of justice. They charge him with obstructing justice for lying to the police, the payphone call, denying the video that he was there and all that sort of thing. They testify that they got they obtained a surveillance recording from the Seaboard Street Walmart where he can be seen in parking his truck in a handicap space and entering the store about 1:12, and he's an asshole too, on December 18th, 2013.
Couldn't make himself more fucking obvious
He's
here.
just a dick. He selected a test and purchased it along with a cigar at 1:19, and that's what they say. Terry Elvis said he couldn't say whether Heather Elvis was pregnant at the time she went missing. He said, "We've heard different testimony just like you have. Usually you don't believe something until you see it, and we're not in a position to see that yet." A bunch of coworkers from the restaurant, from the Tilted Kilt, say they thought she was pregnant because she'd been involved with a guy. She was putting on weight, and she said she was worried about it. And then they talk about the error test. They also talk about the date she went on, because that's the defense's big thing here.
Yeah. What about Steve?
Yeah, she hung out with our guy how many times? They hung out, they fucked, he knocked her up, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
she never was dead.
Right.
She went out with this guy one night, and he's dead, and she's dead.
Poor Steve is either the most unlucky man on the planet or a murderous nightmare.
And a fucking master criminal who sets up other people and steals their truck and puts it in. He'd be a master, like a Joker level criminal.
Just diabolical.
They said, you were the last person. Would you agree you're the last person to lay eyes on her? And he said, to my knowledge, yes. He said he tried contacting her the next day when he was supposed to. She never called. She never answered. He never heard back. And then he was called later on by her roommate, who told him that she was missing. And they said, well, what did you do that night, the rest of the night? He said, I went home. I didn't leave again until 9 a.m. Yeah, that's it.
Went home, jerked off. That's all I got to do.
I definitely whacked it, because it was, I kissed her. She's smoking.
Fuck, she's hot. And
man, it got me going.
Yeah.
So there's phone records also they're going to talk about, obviously, the Kangaroo gas station phone records and everything like that. We already went over all that. The surveillance footage as well. So, the truck that goes by and comes back, it's
very damning.
It's pretty damning to watch the guy take a phone call, know she answered it, drive to the spot where they found her car, then fucking leave at the time she was calling him. It's pretty damning. It really doesn't look good.
How do you explain that?
The surveillance film, especially, that's the tough one, because you could see him doing it. You know what I mean? That's rough. Terry Elvis, after the first day, said it's been a long day, covered a lot of ground, a lot of things we hadn't heard brought out, glad to see brought out. I feel confident we're going to see justice. There is a motion to suppress Sydney's interviews, though, here.
Oh?
Some of his interviews, saying that his interview should be thrown out since he wasn't read his Miranda rights in the driveway.
Oh.
Because he wasn't a suspect at the time. He was just
being questioned.
He knows her.
It's an investigation.
That's it. So, also, they have one of the officers, former Detective Alan Large. They try to say that he did something because Large is facing 6 charges of misconduct in office and 5 charges of criminal sexual conduct. So they're trying to say anything he says doesn't count because he sucks.
Please, for the love of fuck, if you're an officer, keep your fucking nose clean. Please don't be a piece of shit. God damn it, man.
Jesus, because then this happens and everything from you is gone. It's
you're a fucking jerk. You're ruining
Jesus, you're fucking everything up. So the verdict is, kidnapping and obstruction of justice, guilty of obstruction of justice.
Yeah.
The jury is hung on kidnapping.
God damn it.
So he is found guilty of obstruction of justice, though. Yeah. And the judge is going to bang him pretty good for it. You, sir, may fuck off 10 years in prison for obstruction of justice. Which, I mean, this is a murder case here, so that's not, but it's still a lot for obstruction.
That's heavy.
Tammy's charges are kidnapping and conspiracy to kidnap.
Oh.
That's what she ends up getting.
But if he's not guilty, holy, she's got a good chance.
So, yes, they bring her in, and they said, we don't have her on video at Walmart.
Right.
We didn't have her making a payphone call. We got none of that. They said that they see that they found there was more of a pattern between the time Heather broke up with Sydney and the time she went missing. She said after Tammy found out about this affair, they literally stalked Heather Elvis. They were trying to figure out the route she took on a daily basis, basically watching her to find out when she might be most vulnerable.
My God.
They said, the defense said, if the state, it's as if the state came up with a theory and just tried to make it. I wouldn't call it evidence. I mean, there's no evidence. There's just a theory with some props.
Yeah.
So they make their opening statements here. They do all that, and they say that the prosecution tells the jury that she took away her husband's cell phone, chained him to the fucking bed at night, which doesn't look good here. They said that she also forced her husband to get a tattoo of her name on his lower abdomen after this.
Like a Tupac tattoo? That's
like it's just a Tammy life on it. Tammy life.
Oh my God.
This dick belongs to Tammy. So that's fucking amazing here. They brought in the son's friend named Jacob, who said that this kid said that Tammy Moore told her husband, if you wouldn't have messed with that girl, this wouldn't be happening while he was getting the tattoo. This is punishment.
While he's getting it.
While he's getting it. He's like, ow. And he's like, well, it wouldn't have been happening if you didn't have to fuck that hot 20-year-old.
She's a heartless bitch, man.
She's rough. They compared her, the prosecution, to the evil queen in Snow White.
Yeah.
That's a good one. They said, when you mix jealousy, deceit, and just an absolute crazed woman so worried about Elvis stealing her husband, that is when unnatural things happen.
Yeah.
Now, the defense doesn't deny that Sydney has the tattoo, but they say he got it long before he ever met Heather. That's their thing here. Okay. The defense called the whole case a square peg in a round hole. It's all bullshit. Yeah. A detective here said she knew the Moorer family through her teenage son, or not the detective. There's a detective that's going to come talk here. But the friend, the Laura, who knew it's the one who knew the Moorers through their sons there.
Okay.
She testifies about them coming over with the black truck, smoking marijuana, saying it's not sex, it's just oral sex. Tammy said. Then she said she was fucking someone from a rock band and all of that kind of shit. So also all the phone data they go through.
Okay.
Yeah, so they go through all that. Heather's father now, is found guilty of contempt of court.
Oh, he will not stop. Good for you, man.
Well, he's out in the hallway and he called a defense attorney a derogatory name during the break. You can't threaten the attorneys. That's the thing you can't do.
Oh, Mr. Elvis, I like your style.
If you said, Tammy, I want to knock you out, but not the attorney, that's bullshit. Because
I'm sure
if you got accused of something, you'd want that motherfucker next to you. That's what I'm saying. So.
But the attorney probably... you think they baited him? You think? I don't know. I wish I knew the whole circumstances.
No, attorneys don't fucking bait the victims' families. What fucking defense attorney would do that?
You don't think he said something shitty to him?
No, I guarantee you he didn't say anything shitty to him. I'm sure he didn't even make eye contact with him, probably. He's just trying to avoid him because you don't want that guy to come punch you in the face.
He just wants to fight him because he's defending her?
Yeah, which makes sense. That's an emotional response that anybody can understand. I would do this. I would want it too, but then you got to think that's not helping anything.
He's not defending her. He's defending the Constitution, sir. Understand that.
That's the thing. I totally get why your emotions would tell you to do this, but it came on the first day of witnesses. The defense attorney, Casey Brown, was using a restroom during the break. The bathroom was near a waiting room where the Elvis family had their breaks during the trial. There, the lawyer said he encountered a man, and as he left, another person started yelling at him. And Terry Elvis was one of those people. He said Terry Elvis told him he was a lowlife and a piece of shit.
Well, that's swinging hard.
That's swinging hard. He said, I felt there was an attempt to intimidate. So the another attorney just in the area, he saw the exchange, and a court security officer also said she heard someone call him a lowlife as well. So the judge sentences Terry Elvis to 30 days in prison or a $400 fine for this.
Whichever he wants.
Whichever he wants. He pays the fine. He avoids the jail time, obviously. So directors of victim services here said that she didn't see the incident but talked to Terry Elvis about it, and she expressed to him that he needed to stay in his area during breaks. She said if the incident happened, it was just victimization and others speaking out. Okay? He was just speaking out. It's fine.
He's just stressed out and upset.
Which is true. We get that. He said freedom of speech isn't free and it costs $400. That's what he said.
Okay. No, you can't make...
That's not,
Yeah. You're intimidating a guy that's trying to defend somebody. I understand why.
Again, totally understandable. I'm on your side, and I'd be there too. I'd be wanting to do that too, but you got to go and keep that to yourself. You know, it sucks. It sucks. He didn't deny what he said, but he said there was no attack and no vulgar language, which a bunch of people heard.
Low-life piece of shit?
Yeah, a bunch of people heard that. So a GoFundMe to pay for his contempt fine was created shortly, and it raised plenty of money, so he was fine.
He got more than
They talk about the tattoo above his crotch is the way they put it. It's not on its
not on his belly.
Below the belt line.
It's on his pelvis.
Tammy over here. Wow. She branded him. She branded his fucking...
If anybody blows you, they're going to stare at my name.
They're going to stare at Tammy.
Wow.
Yep. Forced him to do that. Testimony here said that it was a punishment is what it said. Yeah. If we didn't do anything with that girl, it wouldn't be happening. The manager at the Tilted Kilt said that Tammy called one time and demanded on the phone that the hostess be fired or her husband wouldn't come to the repairs anymore. That's crazy.
That's not how life works.
No. She claimed the conversation took place between October and December 2013. She said Tammy barged into the conversation and proceeded to tell me how Heather was causing problems for her family, spreading rumors, and that she was pregnant by her husband and you should fire her.
That's not against the Tilted Kilt policy.
They did have sex in the restaurant, which again is not against the Tilted Kilt policy. We're sorry.
None of her behavior has been against the Tilted Kilt policy.
They go over texts as well, all the different texts and everything about the communications. And they said you were texting your husband at 4:37. Meanwhile, you hadn't texted him for fucking months.
Month and a half, yeah.
Month and a half. You talk about, the explicit messages that you sent to Heather, but all this shit. You sent a thing to your friend that this bitch is in hiding. All this type of shit. It's, kind of damning.
It doesn't look good.
Doesn't look great. The messages, she sent also these other messages that they bring out. These are sexually charged messages to an 18-year-old man that she was hanging out with. The messages were revealed on testimony. Here they analyzed their stuff. The messages indicated that she confiscated her son's phone or her husband's phone and used the device to sext a teen named Caleb. Of course his name is Caleb.
Yeah.
If you're 40 and you're fucking a Caleb, you're too old. 10 years ago. Nowadays it'd be fine because they're aging. The Calebs are aging. Right. But
Caleb is barely 18.
Yeah, definitely. He claimed that the sexting started after Moore found out about her husband's extramarital affair and searched the internet about, quote, cougar life. That's what she was interested in here. She told him in the sex that she was fantasizing about him. One read, and I quote, think about before you hit send on anything. Think about if there's a murder anywhere involved with anybody in this, we're going to read it someday on a podcast.
One day,
and Jimmie's going to die laughing.
I'm going to hear You being filthy.
Yep. Here's one. I want you, Caleb. You don't even know. I want to fuck the hell out of you. That's a good one, man.
You don't even know.
You don't even know. You don't even know, bro. I'm going to fuck the hell out of you, man.
Go on.
You know what stopped the sexting back and forth?
A picture?
His mother found out and got mad because the mother is the same fucking age as her. So she called Tammy and said, stop sexting my fucking son, you old pervert weirdo.
Don't tell my kid you don't even know.
You don't even know. I'm going to fuck the shit out of you. Fuck the hell out of you. Wow. That is fucking amazing.
Even today, James, Caleb is still in his 20s.
Yeah, he's not even 30 yet. That's fucking crazy. They also bring up text messages that haven't been seen before, which are more text messages from Tammy to Heather, one of which said, someone's about to get their ass beat down.
Oh, my God.
Which isn't good. Now, Tammy's gonna testify. She says she wants to testify. The day before her testimony, she does a very dumb thing. Goes completely against not only her the advice of her attorney, but also against the violation of a court-imposed gag order on her.
What did she do?
And goes on ABC News and does an interview.
What the fuck? Why would
would you do that?
I get why they would do that, but why the fuck would she?
That is insane. Yeah, they're like, yeah, great. You want to blow your court order.
Come
knock yourself
in.
out. She said that she wanted to make sure that everything I did. Oh, this is he was talking during the interview. Sydney said that he wanted to make sure that everything I did was accounted for. Is what she did. That it's looking normal like any other day in my life. What we got accused of, neither one of us would ever do. The kidnapping, and at the first it was murder as well. This is what Tammy says. Mm-hmm. She said, we're not those kind of people. We're not kidnapping and murder people. That's not us.
We're good people.
We're good. She said, I've never even had a speeding ticket. I didn't have sex till I was 18 years old.
Well, and then you tried to fuck an 18-year-old in your 40s.
You've caught up on that account, lady. No, that's fine. She said it was her husband's choice to get the tattoo on above his crotch. Yeah. Totally up to him. And that she never chained him to the bed, which we know isn't true because multiple people saw it. She said she was angry when she found that he was cheating, but she was mad at him for lying, not mad at Heather for doing it. When asked about the rumors that she was the dominant one in the relationship, she said, the man that makes the money is the one running the house, pays the bills. The man that makes the money is the one that's running the house, pays the bills. That was her fucking response to that.
The man.
So he's the domineering one, actually, because he makes the money.
I'm not the man.
Yeah. She also said she was terrified of taking the stand. She said, I feel like this town is going to crucify me because of all the lies that's happened. Not that we're told that were happened. She said that she didn't know who her husband was having an affair with until the girl called me back and told me who she was. I had no idea. So the text messages were never directed toward Heather Elvis, is what she says. She testifies, her main testimony is, I never handcuffed my husband to the bed, and I was with him at Walmart when he purchased a pregnancy test because it was for her. And she also denies, she said he denied using the payphone that night to her. So she just said, I don't know.
I didn't do any of this.
Washing my hands.
Yeah.
Yep. She said that her husband led her to believe he was cheating on her. He tried to hide text messages from Heather, and she said you wouldn't hide a work call. So yeah, she said that on the stand she found out who he was involved with, and she didn't go about it the right way.
Okay.
She said, I'm sorry for that. It looks bad, but I just wanted to know who it was. That's all. But the prosecutor said all of her answers contradicted statements by her husband and co-suspect here. Sure. She said then, quote, and I hate him a lot now because he didn't stand up for himself and testify at his last trial. So you got to know exactly who she was right there. Yeah, that dickless fucking, he's a pussy.
He's a coward. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So she said, while I was in jail, I suffered a miscarriage. Oh. Don't know whose kid that was. And she's like, yeah, she's getting up there anyway. So she said that she wasn't able to go to her father's funeral and her children's grades have suffered.
Oh, so she's a victim now.
She's a victim. That's what she said. Yeah. She said that when she gets cross-examined, the prosecutor said it takes very little to push her buttons, and that, she believed that it became personal between Tammy, and that Tammy had said that the prosecutor ruined her life. Blame the prosecutor for it.
Okay.
Wow. They also asked about the time frame when Heather went missing, and Tammy's text messages and social media posts accounted for her whereabouts that night. There's a gap in activity that lines up right with her disappearance, Heather's disappearance. Tammy said, quote, "When I became a reborn Christian, I became a completely different person than I am now." What the?
Wait, what?
Huh?
What?
What's that now?
Say again.
Than I am now?
What are you now?
I became, but now I'll lie. I could sit here and wonder how many married men you've slept with, but this is what she says to the prosecutor, who's a woman, by the way. I could sit here and wonder how many married men you've slept with, but I'm not going to judge you on that because that doesn't mean you killed somebody. It doesn't mean you've kidnapped somebody. Well, if any of those fucking people happen to be murdered and kidnapped and disappeared, then maybe you would look into it.
Have you slept with married men? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, I don't know how many married men you've slept with. The prosecutor later on said, quote, "When Tammy first took the stand, she came across very credible. But I think we, through the evidence, already knew there was a different side of Tammy Moore, and it fucking came out." So, 4 hours of deliberation, the jury goes in for. She is found guilty of kidnapping and conspiracy to kidnap.
Really?
Guilty, yes. Judge here, you, ma'am, may fuck off 2 terms of 30 years to run concurrently. So it's 30 years, but it's 30 fucking years. 30.
She could get paroled on one and still have to serve the other.
That's the problem. It's concurrent, but yeah, it's rough. So the Brianna, the best friend, Heather's best friend, said, "I felt so relieved, but I just felt like it wasn't enough because the way Tammy had this little smile and look on her face made me realize that I don't think she'll ever say what she did to Heather that night."
I don't think she will either.
Nope. The family reaction, this is Debbie Elvis' mom. She says she knows where Heather is. She knows what happened to Heather. She needs to tell what happened to Heather.
I agree.
They said she was living a beautiful life before this woman took it from her. And they said that hopefully this verdict will lead to more information, which I don't know why you would give it up later. I guess if she wants some attention later, maybe.
I don't know. That's
all you can hope for.
Yeah, you've got time right now. And if I tell what happened, I'm only going to get more time.
Yeah, that's the problem. So Tammy's reaction, she said the state's evidence was wrong and several times discussed the hardship she's endured over the last 5 years. And also told her, shifted the blame to her attorneys. She said, "I never felt comfortable with him, that attorney." Yeah, that's fucking amazing here. So that's Morgan, the sister, says 5 years later, they're still holding her hostage. They stole her life and they ruined ours. That's tough, man. That's tough. So 2018, the father here, Terry, says, "We're not giving up." He said, we're still looking for her, and everything else takes a back seat. It really does for 5 years now. He said, "Life does not go on. People around you, their life goes on, but you're still stuck. You're holding on to hope."
Yeah.
I wouldn't say hope, but I would say...
hope of finding some remains, anything?
2018. Remember, Sydney's only in there for
a few
10.
years. Yeah.
He's up for parole.
Really?
He claims he worked to better himself while in prison, taking classes, participating in daily prayers, and if given a do-over, he would never stall the investigation into the disappearance.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Terry, Heather's father, said, "I don't think he's done his penance in prison yet. He hasn't taken responsibility for anything he's done."
Right.
And Morgan, the sister, told the board she believes Sydney once cared deeply for her sister, and that is no longer the case, as now he only cares about protecting himself. He still spreads the same lies about the case, lies that Tammy repeated on the witness stand. With Sydney and Tammy behind bars, the family hopes maybe we'll get some more truth about what happened. Terry says to the board, "I don't think they're going to change anytime soon."
I don't think so either. I think
pretty safe bet.
Yeah, I think they're pretty well stuck in their ways and who they are.
It seems like it by now. Yeah.
Feels like they got away with it, too. So, like, they have justification to be this way.
No shit. I mean, 30 years sucks. I mean, that's sucks as far as if you
but
weren't
it's not
guilty.
murder.
But I feel like that's what I'm saying. It's still not murder on your record. So Sydney said, I understand what I did was wrong. Any crime is not a small crime. To me, it's not. Meaning obstruction of justice is what he did.
What'd you do?
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
He said he's never been in trouble with the law outside of his obstruction charges. Then he spent 3 years on home confinement ahead of trial without any issue at all. Okay. He said, if I was given the chance, there would be no issue with me ever again. I am cool. The board very quickly and unanimously says, get the fuck back to prison right now before we beat the shit out of you as a group.
That's
fuck
not
out of our
the
sight.
Words that we wanted you to say.
Yeah, the fuck out of our sight right now. So there are still kidnapping and conspiracy charges they could charge him with because it's a hung jury. Yeah. And in 2019, they go, let's give it again.
Let's try it. Yeah.
Let's do it. So that's it. It was, they said it was over 2,000 days since Heather was missing.
Wow.
And he's going there. He's going for a conspiracy and kidnapping charge here.
Yeah.
And Sidney Moore, this is the prosecution. Sidney Moore and his wife, Tammy Moore, conspired, planned, and executed that plan to kidnap Heather Elvis. They described the theory of the crime, starting with them working together, a romantic affair. They said that his wife dominated the relationship. He's handcuffed to the bed. She doesn't trust him enough to get up and pee in the middle of the night. That's that's his quote, literally.
Yeah.
To a jury. They talk about the pregnancy test. They said that the next day, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after Elvis disappears, after they can't find Elvis anymore, that all of a sudden now, Sidney's no longer under Tammy's rule. Now he's allowed to use a cell phone. Now he's texting people, all this.
Great points.
He also went back to work by himself the next day.
Oh.
This is the first time in a month and a half she hadn't gone to work.
The day after she disappears.
Yes. And they weren't even supposed to know about it yet, that she had disappeared until later. So the prosecutor said, it's amazing. It's a circumstance, and you can't ignore it. It's logic and common sense. Like, honestly. So he was in court, and he's like, "Listen, it was their thing was he had no reason to kidnap her. He said he had no way to make sure there was no physical evidence left behind, such as blood in the truck or DNA. He had no motive to wish any harm on Ms. Elvis." They said the only reason why we're here is because county police are pressured by constant media coverage to make an arrest in the case, so they rushed in their investigation, and the only suspects they cultivated were these two. Meanwhile, there's some crazy son of a bitch out there walking around probably doing this again.
Just abducting girls all over the place.
Said they want to make the community feel safe, and they want to say they got someone. We can't give justice to Heather Elvis by giving injustice to another citizen like Sidney Moore. Oh. There you go. They bring Brianna in again. Brianna talks about the phone call, and she said the last thing I said was not to meet Sidney. Now, there's new evidence. This is when this evidence first comes out. This is David DiMarino here. He said Sidney showed him a picture of Elvis on his phone in 2014.
Yeah.
So a while later, he said that she was clearly not alive and there were scratches on her face.
Oh.
So they said, when he asked if after seeing the picture, he expected the Elvis family to see their daughter ever again, he said no. Mm-hmm. Now, the judge would not allow him or the prosecutors to speculate on whether she was alive or dead because it was a kidnapping trial, not a murder trial.
Right.
They didn't want to muddy the waters there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, DiMarino's testimony was not the only new evidence also. They also talked about the home security system, and they said the next day after it had been installed, they said once the police finally got their surveillance footage, what they saw was Sidney washing the car and vacuuming it out like a lot. He just worked that car over the next day. Yep, and they said the first trial, they hadn't been allowed to use that footage, but it got put in this case. Okay. And they felt like the judge on the last time, they said the judge just felt like, look, a lot of people washed their truck. It's a new truck. That's not going to be enough to get you there. I think that's mere suspicion. But they said when you look deeper into the video, he's not just cleaning the truck. He's also burning the rags that he used afterwards.
What?
You do that? You clean your car out, then burn the rags?
The rags? What?
Do you do that, Jimmie? Because I've never done that personally.
I've never.
I wash them
heard of
after
that.
a while, and then I reuse them usually. That's my. I might be weird. I don't know.
Burn the rags that you washed the car with.
Yeah, burn them. I have those microfiber things, the chemical guys ones or whatever.
You don't want to touch those ever again, man.
No. You want to burn them.
They turn to asbestos.
They turn it either that or they'll they grow into like creatures that bite your dick in the night. You got to get rid of them.
You got to burn them.
Wow.
He burned the rags.
Burn the rag.
Wow.
Holy shit. Wow. He said, we would have never dreamed they would have done that knowing that video surveillance camera was there. That was kind of like I felt the biggest mistake they have made. That's what the prosecution said. The defense alleged there was nothing out of the ordinary about burning things.
Dude, it's fucking insane.
They said the Moorers and their neighbors usually regularly use burn piles. So,
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. So, when they throw rags that they just wash their car out with. Duh, who doesn't do that? Oh, my God. So they said another time for a video footage from surveillance system that they showed Tammy Moore and her sister Ashley searching the yard with mirrors. What are you doing? Searching the yard with mirrors.
What?
When asked about the video, her sister said that, this is Tammy's sister, said her and her sister were always pulling weeds out of the garden, and that she said, I don't see a mirror. And they're like, there's a fucking mirror. She's like, well, I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
What the hell would they be looking for with a mirror?
Looking around the yard for weeds with a mirror.
That's the weirdest reason I've ever heard of.
That's so weird. They said her actions on tape were yet another damning piece of evidence. The things she said you couldn't reconcile with the evidence. So the defense said we simply could not trust the circumstances enough to say that we are convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. This is ridiculous. Obviously, you guys do your thing.
Totally.
Verdict comes in, fucking guilty of everything.
We found it.
Now he's guilty. You, sir, may fuck off 30 years in prison on each of them, just like the wife.
Oh, fuck.
Take a hike, shithead. So
on
the two
top
of
of
them
what
now,
he's already got?
I think it's concurrent to that.
Okay.
But still, it's 30. So
30 now, yeah.
He's almost done with that.
Yeah.
And 30. Now, 2023 just happened in July.
Yeah.
Sydney Moore's defense team here is going for an appeal, saying that the trial court erred in 3 ways that led to his conviction. They denied a change of venue, denied a motion for a directed verdict, and qualified Grant Fredericks as an expert in forensic video analysis. They argued that the kidnapping trial should have been moved to another county because of social media saturation, which, if you're in the next county, you don't get social media anymore. It's like an antenna, like old-time TV. Like, oh, we're out of the Facebook area for them no more. We don't get it. It comes in fuzzy sometimes, but you got to adjust the vertical hold.
1015 just switched to mariachi music.
Damn it. My town's Facebook feed just turned into just mariachi music. That's all it is now. Jesus Christ. That is amazing. So they said that they prejudiced the public with this. In both Tammy and Sydney's appeals, they argued the trial court erred by not granting a motion for a directed verdict. Their defense teams argued there was no direct or circumstantial evidence or substantial evidence that was circumstantial that the two kidnapped or conspired to kidnap her. They said that to appease Tammy's anger about the affair and to avoid any negative consequences of a victim's pregnancy is what the prosecution is saying here. Now, the appeals court said that the trial court was within its right to admit all of this, and especially the video testimony. They said the guy's expertise was based on a vast experience with forensic video analysis, as well as the facts that his report and conclusion in this case had been peer-reviewed by another certified forensic video examiner, and his headlight spread analysis was a peer-reviewed technique. So they said that they also said the omission of sexually explicit text messages were unduly prejudicial.
Yeah, those are no fun.
And they said, no, that showed motive. Sorry. That's it. Although the trial court chastised the state for putting salty materials that were pretty prejudicial that did get into the defendant's character into evidence, it denied the motion for mistrial. They said that Tammy's own testimony included gratuitous and vulgar descriptions of sexual acts. So she said it on the stand. This isn't going to, she didn't go up there and say, I'm a nun and I don't do anything. And then we brought in these texts and it broke her whole character. So they said the appeals court affirms, both of the convictions. No appeal. Wow. Fuck off, back to jail. According to the Department of Corrections, Sydney Moorer has a projected release date of March 31st, 2044. Wow. And Sydney has a projected release date of May 9th, 2043. So really? They're in there for a while. That is Socastee, whatever. Socastee. Some place near fucking Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. Sucrets, Suffering Succotash, South Carolina. If you enjoyed that, like we hope you did, because that's a crazy fucking story, tell the world about it. Get on whatever app you're on. Give us 5 stars. Also, spread the word. If you like the show, pop it on social media. Spread the word. You have no idea how much that helps spread the show. Yeah. It's all about, you could advertise, you could do everything, but when someone that you know and trust and you have the same sense of humor says you should listen to this, you go, I'll give that a shot. That's all we ever ask. Yep. Give us 5 minutes. We think we can hook them, but you got to get them. You got to help get them to us, and then we'll hook them. So, and then you'll have someone else to talk about the show with. So do that, please.
Because I really want to speculate with you right now of where this, what happened.
That's what I mean. There's so much to talk about. Everybody can talk about this because this is fucking crazy, and they need to find this. I think she's under concrete somewhere.
Yeah, or weighted with concrete.
Or weighted,
One way or another, she is gone.
I mean, near the boat landing is a strange place that says something to me there.
It's a fact, but I don't think he would leave her there near the car.
No,
I think
it's not deep enough water, too.
4 minutes, 4 phone calls right in a row, and then her phone is shut off or dead or whatever.
Bad.
That's bad. That's real bad.
Definitely fucking bad. So do that. Review us. Head over to do social media too. We are at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. So do all of that and follow us and get up to date with everything because very soon here, early December, new tour dates for 2024 are coming out. They're going to be on sale. So get in there, get your tickets early. Don't miss it because as you can see, a lot of people are disappointed this year when they couldn't get into certain spots.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Get your tickets and hop on there. We can't wait to see you guys. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get all of the bonus material.
Yes, sir.
Holy shit, is it good, too. That's, by the way, /crime in sports. Some people have a hard time. They're like, what does that say?
Yeah, and a lot of people say in.
Yeah.
I-N. Like
Patreon.com/crime in sports. All the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get 1 cup of coffee or you're going to get hundreds of bonus episodes. I think we're a better value, personally. So do that. Get that. There's tons of them. New ones every other week. This week, we have 2 amazing ones for crime and sports, which you'll, of course, have access to like everything else. We're going to do theme park disasters again.
Yes.
Oh, those are some of the most fun episodes we do. Then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about a weird culty love thing called Twin Flames. That is, there's 2 different documentaries out there right now, by the way. Yeah, there's one on Prime and one on either HBO or Netflix. Yeah. 2 totally different people in them talking about the same crazy shit. Check both of those out because we're going to be talking about it. That is the Twin Flames documentary there. Patreon.com/crime in sports. While you're at it, listen to our other shows. Crime in Sports, which is our original OG show that's still going and we love it. And of course, Your Stupid Opinions, which is our new show. If you can listen to that show for an hour and not laugh, you need to check your humor because it's on you at that
you
point.
Need to start tickling yourself or something. Come on, man.
That shit is funny. So get in there, listen to us, hang out with us, and you will get your shout out too. Because I need to hear, Jimmy, the names of the people who have decided that Patreon is for them and have decided to support the show and be the most awesome fucking people in the world. Jimmy, fuck up some names for me right fucking now.
This week's executive producers are Brandy Huntley, Lauren Kell. Happy birthday, Lauren.
Happy birthday.
Kyle Norwig and Melissa Miller. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Other producers this week are Peyton Meadows, Janice Hill, Jake Olette. Tiffany, nope, that's Tyler. Tyler Vale, Tiffany Spurlock, Mel Beauty, Brandy Morris, Stina Madu, JD, John Husk, Gina Johnson, Caitlin Stein, Sarah Warrenda, Maria Hadfield, Brad, Mima Rob. All right, Jay Chia, Haley Kirstein, Ashley Denhart, Kayla Bell, Jamie
Washburn.
Washburn.
Decide on a pronunciation halfway through it.
I'll figure it out. Leah Christina, Blakely Mitchell, Aaron Robb, Audi Justice, Diana Kendall, Paul Eason, Rowan McLeod, Michelle Porter, Antonin Murray, Jamie Gregory, David Wood, Christopher Camposio, Abby Havorka, well, it's Italian, Lynn Miller, Kathy with no last name, Joe Threadle, Devin Williams, Jess Benson, Melissa Rapach Smith, Tasha Nicole, Monty Buckles, Nikki with no last name, Mar Youngs. What is it?
Monty Buckles sounds like a ventriloquist puppet's name. Sorry, Monty Buckles, but it does.
May Young's hand baby. I don't know what that means.
That's a wrestling reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Brooke and Joe Bill, Elizabeth with no last name, Golden Shaver, Lana with no last name, Joe with no last name, Kelly Jordan, Caitlin Starrink, Kneebone, Kara with no last name, Whitney Jones, Christian Vannersdale, Oliver, probably Oliver, Noel
No,
Johnson.
it's Oliver, probably, I think,
Well,
is how you
it's
pronounce that.
possible.
Jimmie, Jesus Christ, get with the program.
Ken and Bera Ames, Linus Almquist. If that is for real your name, Linus, that is amazing. I wish I would have thought of it a long time. All right, Rough Racken Rackelhahn, Chad with no last name, Beef Bag, Nikki Lenardi probably, Dakota with no last name, Becca Fortunato, Nate Veziu, Tyler Chrisman, Carla Ayala, Luke Hardy, BQ05, Seidel, I don't know, with no last name, Deanna Reese, Caleb with no last name, Christy Corcoran, Nikolai Stepanov, Christy B, Miranda Fincher, Sydney Ray the First, I guess, Danina Hayes, Danina. Nathan Charlton, Sally Lay-Lang, David with no last name, E.E. Geddes, Rose Smith, Randa Jade, Megan Lynn Paul maybe, Mike Luciano, Emily Hicks, Rebecca Jurek, Christopher Taylor, Pharaoh Fan, Emily Foster, Joey Johnson, Caitlin Menzel, Cammie Longsdawn, oh boy, Elizabeth Nedro, Patrick West, Amanda Matheson, Nicole Davies, Nicole Mongur, Haley Cummin, oh, good for you, Haley, Susan Whitkoff. My name is Jamie, damn it. Julia Kakova, Mike McDaniel, Scott McKenzie, Jeremy Smith, and Pete with no last name, but all of our patrons. You guys are terrific. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much. Honestly, thanks for what you do for us.
Yeah.
Thanks for what you've always done and continue to do for us. Thanks for spreading the word. It's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. You want to follow us on social media, shutupandgivememurder.com. Right there, there's a drop-down list, and you'll get links. And come find us and see us and hang out with us and go to a live show. That's where the tickets are. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus